Okay, so this is me. A lot of you might have gone through my LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn is my main profile, and LinkedIn, I will ask for your LinkedIn profile also, and there is a reason behind that. What is the reason? I'm going to tell you about that. Okay, so my name is Navendu Vishwas. Hi, and as the tag says, I'm helping people to become a web developer, because for that reason only I left my corporate job. I left my IT job. Like, I was an associate architect in a company known as 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐤𝐚𝐽. So it was, I was at the top of my career when I left job, because I love teaching. My passion is teaching, and that I'm doing for the past 8 months. I'm a corporate trainer also, means those companies in which I used to, means those big companies are there in which I teach batches now also. Those batches are there for the students who are fresh out of college, to make them industry level people. So that is still required. Still, colleges are teaching only theoretical, and it is not that colleges are teaching bad but not good also. Means they're teaching 20 years old technology, but that's okay. 20-year-old technology, at least they're teaching something. But that is what me, and that is what I do. Means I have worked in almost every big company. Okay, and I have a 16 years old old career. It is not yet over, because I'm in the industry only. Although I'm not, and I'm coding also. Coding in the sense, I am a coding instructor, so I have to code. So I have worked in almost, means very big companies, like from uh, in IBM to Oracle, 𝐏𝐴𝐵𝐺𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐢𝐜, and all those things I've worked. Okay, so all those things I've worked, and previously I was working in Bangalore in a very good product and services company known as 𝐼nnoMinds. 2 year 9 months I worked there. As the last job was an associate architect, and after that I have started my own company. It's a fully registered company, registered in Bangalore. It is known as TWD. I am the main teacher there and the founder. I have another teachers also there, so you might have seen them, seen one of the teacher known as Mosam on my channel a lot of time. So he's one of the teacher. Okay, and we are planning to hire more teachers also, because now we are growing, and we are planning to hire more teachers, and it is completely done by me only. Okay, so that is about me, and that is the main motto, is like to make you all a web developer. See, a lot of people might be thinking like, okay, at the end he might sell some course and all. No, I have my paid courses also. See, it's not like that I don't have my paid. I won't lie. I have my paid courses. I have my actually paid courses starting from 16th, and if someone is interested, they can join. But the thing is that we teach completely through YouTube also. Means it is like a lot of YouTube channels are there. Like, they teach half of things on YouTube, and then if you want to learn everything, you have to go to the course. No, it is not like that. If you don't want to take our course, okay, go through our YouTube channel, and I will even give you the playlist. I will even give you the playlist. And we've recently started one more thing on our YouTube channel. That is like, in a month we are doing a two day boot camp. Complete boot camp, means it is 8 hours boot camp. Previous boot camp was a huge success. We did it for 17 hours, means 8 hours on a Saturday, and next 9 hours on a Saturday, and 8 hours on a Sunday. Okay, so we did it for 17 hours, and we teach everything: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React.js, all those things in the 2 days. And we're planning something like that again this month, and we're planning to do that every month. But every month once, because we don't have the bandwidth for more than that. And Saturdays, Sundays means we also have to take out the family time and all. Okay, so that is there. Okay, and one more thing I forgot to tell. Actually, I have written some 4 5 books also, which I've recently given for the top publisher. They're all technical books. Okay, so that is there. And this workshop is 3 hours long, and those boot camps were actually 2 days. But then in this 3 hours, what I'm going to teach, because see, someone of you might know a little bit also about web development and all. So they might be thinking, okay, in 3 hours it is not possible to teach everything. Yeah, in 3 hours it is not. Yeah, in 3 hours it is not possible to teach everything. Yeah, you're completely right. 3 hours it is not possible. 3 hours, but one thing is possible: the beginning is html is quite possible to teach in 1 hour, and I will teach complete html. But css we have to go a bit faster. JavaScript we have to go even more faster. So those two things we are going to go faster. But then where to learn? As I've told, in our channel, you can find everything. And those who are there on my WhatsApp group and all, I can give you the playlist also how to do that. Because beside this boot camp and all, every month what happens, we have a lot of CSS classes. Nowadays we are doing a lot of CSS classes, because we know that is the first step which the people want to know. So HTML is like, take HTML from here. I have already took one CSS live class previous week. If you want to see, you can see it from there. But next week also one live class is happening, CSS live class, and that will happen in the afternoon 2:30 p.m. and that Mausam will take. And beside that, we have some other classes also regularly. Means we do live for continuously 6 days. 6 days we do live, and most of the things like at 8:30 p.m. IST we have a prime time at that time, and we have some big courses at that time. Like CSS will be done first week. Generally CSS is done. Second week JavaScript is done. Third week React.js is done. What is React.js? Why it is required? And all those things I'm going to tell. Why it is required to learn React.js? What is the web app thing which I was just telling? And why is React.js required? All those things. And this is my company, our company name, which is the web dev. And right now I'm based in Bhopal. I worked in metros whole my life, more than 16 years, like in Mumbai, Bangalore, all those places I worked. So that is there. And besides going other forward, I will tell one more thing. See, we are going to give some forms. So this is a Google form. Okay, this is a Google form which I will give you all in around. There will two Google forms will be given. One will be given at around 3:30 p.m. and one will be towards the end. And you know it's a 3-hour workshop. When is the end? You know. So that will be given, and here you have to give your valid email ID, because on that email ID only your certificate will be sent, name of course, your current role of course, and LinkedIn profile. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, don't give it, but LinkedIn profile is very much important. Why LinkedIn profile is very much important, I will tell you. Okay, so then this second attendance form will be given towards the end. Okay, towards the end it will be given. We need to make sure that everybody attended this completely, so that it's not a fluke and everybody attended completely. And we want people to attend so that they can learn something from it. Okay, so they can learn something from experience and all. Okay, so beside this, so what else is there? The thing is that I was talking a lot of web app developer and all those things. So what is this a web app developer and all? Okay, and so what is web development and all? A lot of people will be confused. See, a lot of people see there are videos for everything. The videos for everything, free videos, paid videos, free courses, paid courses, all those things are there. You are bombarded with advertisement from big company throughout the days. Even most of you have come here through some advertisement only. Okay, so that is there. So those are bombarded, but what is actually the thing which is required? What is this web development which everybody is talking about? And somebody talks about full stack development, somebody talks about Python, somebody talks about this, somebody talks about data science, somebody talks about other things, have jobs. So all of the people are very much confused where to go. Someday back only, so attendance form will be given at 3:30 p.m. and the link will be shared soon. Okay, so attendance form will be given here in the live chat only, nowhere else it will be given, and it will be given at 3:30 p.m. IST. Okay, so the thing is that what is this web development with you have to learn. Okay, this web development. So web development means HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So this you have to learn to become a web developer. But this HTML, CSS, and JavaScript you will require to learn web development. Especially HTML, CSS, JavaScript are required to become a web app developer, not a web developer, not a web app developer. There is a difference between that. So HTML and CSS, you can learn HTML and CSS and become a website developer, but you have to add one more thing there. And with the HTML, CSS, you have to add one more thing which is very much required to become a web developer. And I'm taking only web developer. If you are here to become a web developer, sorry, this is not the right place. Okay, so you can leave now and become a web developer. Just learn HTML, CSS, and I'll just add one more thing: add WordPress to it. You'll become a very good web developer. Very good web developer will become. But this is not the correct place to become a web developer, because we teach people to become web app developer. Web app developers are different than a website developer or web developer. Okay, website developer of who makes those small websites for those kirana shops, for your static website, for some marketing website, and all those things. And those are not even made in HTML, CSS nowadays. Those are made in WordPress, a tool known as WordPress, which is just like a drag and drop tool. That is not a programming language also in together. But why HTML, CSS is required? Because a bit of upgradations is required. Means a bit of changes are required. So for that you need to learn some CSS and all. Okay, so WordPress custom built themes comes, like Wix is also the Wix is also site is there. Custom built themes come, in which you drag and drop, and then a bit of a client will tell to okay to change a bit of HTML and CSS, and some CSS they will tell you to change, then you have to change that. But why I am not telling you to become that? Because there is no money in that. Now very less money in that. Even if you do freelancing, the competition is way too high, and because that is something which doesn't require your brain, and any job which doesn't require your brain doesn't pay. Any job you take in this world which doesn't require your brain, that doesn't pay that much well, which is again the same thing you are doing again and again and again, then it's a very bad job to do. So so this WordPress is very easy, anyone can pick it. Programming is not that much easy, but it can be. It's all hard work, and people don't want to do hard work. Okay, so if you want to do HTML, CSS, and WordPress, then you can do it, and you can become a website developer. But the problem is that even I teaches a lot of WordPress developer. Why? So I have a lot of in my paid boot camps, I have a lot of WordPress developer. They're like having five years of experience, and they get paid around 35,000 rupees. Okay, so you might be thinking, oh, 35,000 rupees is a lot of money. Sorry, but I'm not talking about a tier 2 city or a tier 3 city. That's a metro salary. 35,000 rupees in Delhi, 35,000 rupees in Mumbai, 35,000 rupees in Bangalore is zero. Literally, it's zero. The rent there, the cheapest rent there is 10,000 rupees. And generally, these guys, the 4-5 years of guys, 4-5 experience of guys, they're all married with kid. 35,000 rupees in a macro is equal to a zero sum of money with the kid. Around. It is zero. But if you add this HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and React.js to it, especially this React.js to it, so what will happen? Okay, so what will happen? This React.js you add to it. If I add those who have joined later, the attendance link will be shared a bit later on. So don't get impatient. It is not only about the attendance. You'll get the attendance. It is about learning and all. Okay, so don't be impatient and all. So the attendance will be shared. We are not here to take your certificate and all. We are a registered company. We also have to tell the government that people are attending, or they will ban us that you're just giving away this fake certificate and all. So if you don't attend that, how can I'm a fully registered company? We are a registered company. Government is also above us. Government also checks all those things, because all these things, this is how a company becomes CMM level company. If I start giving fake certificates, then it doesn't matter. Okay, so don't ask too much of attendance and all. We'll give the attendance sheet. There will be 2 attendance sheets. One will be given at 3:30 p.m. IST, and the other will be shared soon. So other will be shared towards the end. So 2 attendance sheets will be given. Okay, so that is there. Okay, so the thing is that JavaScript and React. You have to learn the JavaScript and React to become a web app developer. So what is a web app developer? What is a web app developer? Okay, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React you have to see. And JavaScript is a programming language. Some people find it very difficult also, who are getting right into programming. And React.js is a JavaScript library. I feels it much more easier than JavaScript also, and that depends. And all these things are available on the channel, and we keep on having this live classes every week. Everything on this channel is live, and the recordings are always there. So this happens every month. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, all these things. So we have like this 5-day classes also, which is like 1 hour each day, and everything is certificates also, because people love certificate, and we love to give them certificate. We love them to show them on their LinkedIn profile and all. We love to do that thing. And people who get certificate, one more thing, we promote them in a big way. How we promote them, I will tell you. How we promote them in a big way. We promote them in a big way who get the certificate. Okay, so don't worry. So this nowadays is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, is React is required, because all the things which you're seeing right now, this ClickUp thing which I'm making, this is a web app. This is not a website. This is made by complicated programming things. So I'm clicking here, something is happening. I'm clicking here, something is happening. Plus, this all data is stored in the database somewhere. LinkedIn site, which I'm telling you, LinkedIn, Facebook, Google, Facebook, and all those things. Twitter is in news because Elon Musk purchased it. All these things are complicated web apps, very complicated web apps. That's why Elon Musk purchased it for such a big amount. They're all complicated web apps. It is not like that. So they have got huge teams behind them. Mostly the front end part of it is made in something known as React.js. Backend part, a lot of technologies are there, but these sites are all front end heavy. A lot of front end work has been done here. That data has been fetched from somewhere, and all those things are there. So they are made in a something known as React.js or AngularJS or Vue.js. Only three things are there. Okay, out of that, React.js is way ahead of the competition. Almost every startup, everything you'll go, they will use on work on React.js. Do your own research, search React.js, how much jobs are there in React.js. Only the moment you have only React.js in your profile, you'll get a startup internship. If you are a student, you'll get a startup internship. If you have done at least 10-15 jobs, and if you are already out of college, you'll get a job. So that is for sure. So that is the thing, is the power of React, and that is all we are. Our final courses and all are there in React.js, means all weekly courses and all. So we take this CSS class also, JavaScript class also, and React.js class also on our channel. So that is there, but a lot of people here are from a non-IT background and all. So okay, this four things I've told, and you don't have to go outside this thing. So what happens, people who are just coming into programming, they are they see a lot of things, and they just try to learn this also, this also, Python also they will try to learn, PHP also they will try to learn, React Native also they will try to learn, all those things they will try to learn. But the problem is that you don't have to learn all those things. You'll get confused. You do that for the 2 years and you will not reach anywhere. You only have to concentrate on these four things. Okay. So that is there. And one more thing before that, before we are going to start with HTML, we're going to start with HTML, and React will be too much to tell today. So we'll concentrate on these three, especially on HTML. We're going to concentrate. CSS also will do a lot of CSS. But CSS, JavaScript, React. One thing I want to tell: CSS takes at least 5 hours to teach. JavaScript takes at least 5 hours to teach. React just takes at least 5 hours to teach. So how many hours? So here only it is like 15 hours, and that is what we have. Those 15 hours of separate classes are also there on our channel, and 15 hours of continuous classes will also be there once in a month. So that is there, so that you can attend anyway. So one more thing before we get started with HTML, a lot of you are eager to learn HTML and all. So there are three secrets, okay, to become a web app developer, especially a developer who is coming from a non-IT background or any background, or a student or anywhere. So first thing is that you have to do a networking, a lot of networking you have to do. See, nowadays it is not if you come from a non-IT background, you have to do a lot of networking. Without networking, it is very difficult for you to get a job. See, even if you learn React, and if you give your resume to me, I will definitely try, because there is so much demand of React.js. Even I have a service company, I have a small service company set up. I need React.js developer. So if you give me your resume and all, I will try in my own company. But my own company also, there are clients are there, so they will take the interview. So those interviews are also there. So the thing is that if you're React.js developer, I will also try. But the thing is that if you do this networking part, people will come after you, not the other way around, that you send resume to me, I send to 10 people, you send resume to someone, they send to some other people. No, if you do networking, what is the networking? you have to be you have to be active on this network, especially on LinkedIn is a very big network in India. LinkedIn is a total network for this professional reasons only, and it is a top network. My whole career, my whole transition from a developer to a trainer is because of LinkedIn. I have a very huge LinkedIn profile. Okay, so this LinkedIn is there. So you need to learn how to post on LinkedIn. You need to learn how to make more connections on LinkedIn. Every week you can make 50 connections on LinkedIn. I have a video also on my channel. So you have to utilize that. Make those 50 connections in your locality. Update your profile and keep posting your projects. The main thing is that you have to keep posting your project. I'll show how people post their project. So you have to keep posting your projects. So you have to be active on LinkedIn. You have to grow your network. Then there is Twitter is also. Twitter is used a lot in the US. So you have to be a bit on the Twitter also. Instagram, don't follow those Bollywood celebrities and all. Follow the developers. Follow someone like Tane Pratap. Such who is Tane Pratap. Follow someone like that. Follow them. Follow me. Follow. And then there is Facebook group. Facebook groups are very important nowadays. I'm not talking about Facebook. Facebook groups. Facebook groups has a lot of. There are Facebook groups for React.js. Facebook groups for web development. All those things. Join those Facebook groups. You'll get a lot of freelancing opportunity. Freelancing opportunities are a very good way to build your resume if you're just fresher in this field. You are learn React.js, you have done a lot of projects. Now what? Now go to Facebook group. Nowadays it's not like Fiverr and all those things. Fiverr, I think you know Fiverr, freelancer.com. No, Facebook groups, you get a lot of opportunities. I am in 4-5 Facebook groups. Daily someone is posting that, okay, I have React.js freelancing opportunity. I'm paying this much dollars. Can someone come? So like that, a lot of opportunities will be there in Facebook. Okay. Facebook groups. Join those groups. I'm not going to tell the name. Just search those group, React.js and all those things. You can find it out. And then you have to take a daily action. So daily action you have to take, and that was the reason I was playing the motivation music below before. It is not that much easy, and everyone can become a developer. But from where you will bring this thing? Code 2 hours daily. You have to bring this thing from somewhere. Okay, if you're working full time and all, so that are not excuses. Okay, so you have to bring out somehow 2 years. Means I'm in contact with a college professor. Okay, college professors also get paid very less. I didn't used to know this thing, and this guy is like committed like hell. Means he's for 20 years he's a college professor, and he's earning nothing, literally nothing. It is earning less than 20,000 rupees. I didn't knew that in India also it is like that. Not every college professor paid that much, and he is determined to become a web app developer. He is in contact with me, and the thing is that he have a kid and all those things, and so he's not getting time. So he's finding time in the morning to code, waking up early to code. So this is the commitment. These are the kind of people who become web app developer. You have to be committed to code 2 hours daily. That is the only way. And then there are some challenges. If you do these challenges, there is no one in the world who can stop you to become a web app developer. And some people who follow me, they have started doing these challenges. One is this 100 days of code challenge. It is considered as the toughest challenge on the planet. Just like I was listening to some book on Audible. There are some about some Navy SEAL guys. So there are some toughest ultra running challenges in the world. Some bad water is there. So that is the toughest challenge on the world. For like this 100 days of code is one of the toughest challenge on the planet Earth. Why on the planet Earth? Because what happens in this 100 days of code challenge? You have to daily code something for 1 or 2 hours, and then hashtag on this thing 100 days of code, 100 days of code, and you have to hashtag this. And one day also you cannot miss. The moment you miss one day, you are gone. So people say, okay, I will code for 100 days continuous. It is not a big thing. It is very easy. No, it is not. Even if on the 99th day, on the 100th day, you have got some fever and you are not able to do, you're gone. In India, suddenly some of the relative marriages, they are going to the marriage, you are gone one day. And if you do this thing, 100 days of code challenge, there will be people who will just come to take your interview. Actually, I've just did it for just showing my student that it is quite possible. And I was taken interview by one of the top website in US. I was taken interview by them, to my surprise. Okay, so that is like that because it is mainly a US based thing, and all the big companies follow this thing, 100 days of code. So all these things are there, and with this we are going to, so hope you listen to something, if you learn something, hope you start doing networking. So why it is okay, one more thing, just last thing I'm going to tell. So why I'm telling this, see my network right now. It is 20,550. I have 20,550. 100 days of code. Just follow that hashtag 100 days of code, and that's a good question. But on LinkedIn, sorry, but what happens on LinkedIn, I'm not able to. If you can watch it on YouTube, I'm not able to give that link because my software doesn't work. 100 days of code. You just search on. Okay, let me show. That's a very good question actually. 100, someone on LinkedIn, actually I'm live on LinkedIn also. 100 days of code. So you go to this 100 days of code, and this is the official site, 100 days of code, and see, this is there, and this is the guy who created it, and all these things are there that learn more about the rules. And the main thing is that you have to hashtag on the Twitter, and all those rules you have to learn here, and you have to just they have a Slack channel also. You can go through that, and you watch this video, you learn everything. Okay, 100 days of code. Okay, maybe I will paste it like this, and 100 days of code, you can go and watch their official site, and it will be there. Okay, so that will be there. And as I was telling all of you, Twitter, LinkedIn is very much important, and I have 20,500 and 550 connection. Why it is very important? Because the total number of connection on LinkedIn can be 30,000 only. So I'm only very close to maxing it out, and my connections are not like anywhere. Means it is like having the top people on the industry, like the top HRs, like the tops. I mean connect with a lot of startups, because see, at my position, at where I left today, also if I want, I can become a CTO of a lot of companies, lot of startup. I daily get offered to become a CTO of a company, chief technical officer of good startups. It is not like that not, it is not like very bad, because like that I am in the radar of Google and all those things. I have got interview calls from Google, so I have got interview calls from Uber and all those things. But I wanted to become a teacher, so I am following my passion, and I have become a teacher. That was my passion. So what I do, I am in connection with all those things. So what happens, I get a lot of, I ask all the people whoever do some project, please do tag me, and please do tag me. I will tag you back. So I will tag, okay, this Shubham Roy, he's not my student or someone like this. I have a lot of paid classes also. So not lot of, generally I run 2 paid classes, and because I'm busy with my corporate thing and all. Okay, so this guy Shubham Roy, he was in connection with me. He was in connection with me on WhatsApp. He got my WhatsApp number because I have a lot of WhatsApp groups also. So he just, you have to tag me like this. Okay, he's tagging, okay, he's tagging Akash Shiny also. He's a very big guy. Okay, so he's tagging me like this, and recently completed this thing, and you have to put your project like this. So he has taken this screenshot and all, and you put it like this. Okay, so what happened after this, and this guy pinged me because he knows React.js, and he was not getting a job. So I told him to put all of his project on LinkedIn slowly and tag me and grow his network. So that was my advice to him, because the problem with him, so I will also tell the problem with him. Okay, so the problem with him, he pinged me, I know React.js, I'm not getting a job on Naukri or not. So I told him, Naukri, see, the era of Naukri.com is gone 10 years back. Now is the age of LinkedIn, is the age of social network. So I told him, he was having 30 connections only. So I told him to every week you add those 50 connections which you can add, and you showcase all of it. You update your profile in a good way. So he updated, his profile was really ugly. So he updated his profile with React.js and all those things, open to work and all those things he have done. And the thing is that he started pushing his projects. You have also have to do this thing. See, do 5 CSS projects, 5 JavaScript projects, 5 React.js project, 2 React major project, you will get a job or an internship. There is no way in the world that no one will give you internship. I will give you internship. If you do these things, if you do this 17 projects, I will give you a job. I will give you a job. I'm saying it on camera. I will give you a job. You do 17 projects, 5 on CSS, 5 on JavaScript, 5 on React.js, 2 on 2 major projects you do on React.js. I will give you a job. In my company, I will give you a job. Okay, that is for sure. Okay, so that is like that. Okay, and then you have to do this project, and then you have to tag me like that, understanding data structure and all. You have to tag me. Okay, and populate. Okay, so what I did back, I totally agree, and I retag him, so I don't have to tell people how to retag and at the rate you do and do. So when I did this thing, it reached to my 20,000 plus connections. So people will start to know him, and see, most of my students or the people who follow me, they get job even before they complete my course and all those things are there. Even some people who were just following me out, means they were following on me on your LinkedIn, and they took my advice. This guy was a mechanical engineer. He just posted his project on LinkedIn, following my advice, and he got a job. For a mechanical engineer, how much salary is getting, that is not the main thing. A React.js engineer in 1 year, in just 1 year's experience, he will earn 10 lakh rupees. So he's earning only 12,500. You say, oh, 12,500 is so less. He's a mechanical engineer. He changed his career from mechanical engineer to software engineer. It's a way big thing to do. Mechanical engineer don't even touch his computer. That thing you should understand. He's working in a startup now. Okay, cool startup. He's daily learning something new. So this kind of people become this job, get this job from my YouTube channel only. So my trained students are totally different things. So this kind other person, he got an internship in VMware. VMware is a big company. VMware is a big company through my React.js series. A lot of this kind of stories are there. Okay, they are there. So with this, we are going to soon now start with. Okay, video is not showing clearly and all. Okay, we are streaming at, let me see how much I'm streaming at. I'm streaming at 720p. So okay, so a lot of people will find this issue video if they're watching on the mobile and all. Okay, and let me see on my mobile also, it is coming good. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to, if you're watching on a mobile, I cannot now show the mobile. So what you have to do, in the YouTube I can show. Okay, this one. Okay, live. So here you have to go here in the settings. Oh, why it is not showing me? So settings you have to go. Okay, let's skip ad, and settings you have to click here in the quality. You have to click by default what happens is it is taking auto for me. So if you have a very bad, if you are watching it from a bad network, what it will try to do, auto will be equal to 144p, which is a very low frame rate. You have to go here and do this at 720p. Same thing is on the mobile also. You have to do 720p. Mobile somewhere else the setting is there. You have to change the setting to 720p. Then only, I know it will take a data. The data you have to give. You have to use all of your Geo 1.5 GB or whatever connection you have. See, all of you have Geo connections. I know you have 1 GB connection. You have to wait. You have to use your 1 GB connection today in this thing only. So don't go cheap. Don't go, okay, I will do 144 thing also so that I can watch a Netflix in the evening. No, don't do that. Watch it in the full stream. Watch it at 720p. You'll be very good. You'll be seeing crystal clear thing, because we are streaming at a very high rate. Our software, we are streaming at 720p. It's a very high rate. Okay, so, and I'm showing it here also. See, it is no less. It's a very good rate. It is showing. Okay, it is very clear. You might be seeing. So that is like this. Okay, so now, so that happens all the time. Okay, so now, as I've told, before starting with HTML, we are going to start with HTML right now. So, for talk and all, it's time to take the action. It's time for you to start your journey to become a web app developer. So I will send it, and if you're coming from another background, you will see that it is so easy. This programming is so easy. The only thing is that you have to commit to it. Commitment is the only thing which is required. Okay, so I will do this send, and I will do this, shorten the URL, copy the URL, and I will put mark your first attendance. So this is the first attendance here, and I will also pin this thing. So this will always be on the top. So you can mark your first attendance here, and I will accept all of you to give your LinkedIn profile. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, right, you don't have a LinkedIn profile. But LinkedIn is so important. I've already given you the example why LinkedIn is so much important. Okay, so that is there, and now let me close it, and we are okay. We are going to start with HTML. Make it a bit smaller. This much is what. So HTML I already have a folder and all. So I've created a folder, and by the way, I'm using a Mac. It is not required to use a Mac, and also Mac is like Windows only, nothing to scared and like that. So I have a folder and all. Okay, and I'm going to not use terminal today, because I could have used terminal. I love to use terminal. If you want to become a web app developer, slowly you have to have that habit to use a terminal. Whether you're using a Windows, either using a Mac, it doesn't matter. You have to use the terminal. Like the basic terminal commands, you should know the CD and all those things. Git, you should know. Those something you can learn from the YouTube. But today we are not going to do that. So the first thing is that we are going to use a code editor known as VS Code. We're going to use this code editor, not VS Code. So why we are going to use this code editor known as VS Code? Yeah, it is. Everyone is submitting, then it will be registered. And one thing I will tell, we will send you the certificates by tonight, because it takes a lot of time to generate those certificates, because at least 40-50 certificates we have to generate and all those things. It is not like we are generating by hand and all. We do use something, and but at least we have to create those certificate, and we will send you on the mail, and we will convey you on the WhatsApp groups you all belong to. Or if you're not belonging to a WhatsApp group, I'll ask Mausam, who is my teacher also, who is my admin also, my friend also, to send the link to the latest WhatsApp group sometime. And if you want, you can join that thing, because in WhatsApp group we always update all those things, and then you are connected with us. You can ask something also, and all those things we try to answer. Okay, so those things are there. And the thing which I was telling, see, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, whatever is there, we generally do it on VS Code. So VS Code is a lightweight code editor from Microsoft. I will click it. You have to search for VS Code, and then you have to click on here, and you will get this. You will get to this site. Okay, and this is the VS Code site, and it's totally free to download and all. So if you're using a Windows, which most of you are using, I know, and you have to do a download Windows Universal Video, there will be a exe file will be there. Exe file will be there, which you have to, which when you download it, it will go to your download folder, and from there you have to just install it, click the next. That is something which I'm not going to tell. If you face some issue, you can always connect with us, because I know a lot of people are from non-IT background. You can connect with us, and we will try to fix it however it's possible, maybe on a Zoom call or something, because I know it is not that much easy for a person who is from a non-IT background and all. So if you want help in installing VS Code, please do connect with us. Okay, and will definitely help you to install VS Code. So right now this VS Code I'll install, and I have not installed. It is already installed on my system, and when Windows are also, it will install. Then what will happen? Then you will get this. You have to either you will get an icon in Windows somewhere outside, like the icon and something like this, or Windows also nowadays there is a Windows 10. Mostly you will be using Windows 10. So there is a search bar is there. There also you can type VS Code and search it out. Okay, and in here also I can do it like this, and in the Mac I'm get this icon mostly, and I will click on it, and it will open VS Code. So VS Code will be shown like this. Okay, it will be shown like this, VS Code. And when VS Code open, now I have to take, and what is the benefit of VS Code over other things? See, earlier what used to happen before 2010, people used to use a lot of Notepad plus plus and all those things, and then you have to save the HTML as .html and all. No, nowadays you don't have to do all those things. Okay, you can use VS Code, and it's got some benefit. And what are the benefit? We are going to learn what are the benefit. Okay, in some time, and we are going to, as we code, we are going to learn. So this, let me make it like this so that you all can see both of them completely. So now I have my Finder open, and this is there. So I'll create a folder, like I'll write it as HTML Basics. HTML Basics I'll write. Okay, so this is a folder which I have created. This, even on a Windows, right click, create a new folder. It is very easy to create a new folder. So then after that, what you have to do? So after that, someone asked something, sir, how to start a career as a MERN stack? MERN stack is nothing but React is the main thing. MERN stack, it's a very good question, so I will answer. Generally, we don't have time, but let me answer this question. And one more thing, on Wednesday at 10 p.m. IST, I generally have a career doubt, like weekly coaching call, in which nothing tactical is been told, but everything related to a career doubt will be solved. So it's a live again. So you come on the Wednesday night at 10 p.m. I will tell you. But this is a very good question, so I'm going to tell it, or else generally we don't answer the questions. This Sushant have asked a very good question: how to start your career as a MERN stack. So MERN stack is one of the stack which is the most popular nowadays. So I have shown you all thing, like how to do that HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. And MERN stack stands for MongoDB, Express, React.js, and Node.js. And the main thing is that don't get scared of it. React is a front-end framework, so we used to make a front end in it, like a front end of the site, like the LinkedIn and all those things have shown. We made the front end on it. But every site needs a back end also, where the data is stored. See, where is your LinkedIn data stored? Where is your Facebook data stored? It is stored somewhere. So that is the work of a back end engineer, to make the data and all, and database, make the API endpoints and all those things. So that is generally done by 3-4 languages, the back end part of it. The most popular language is Java there. Okay, Java there is the most popular, because it is there from a very long time. Means it is also from 1995, so long time back there. But 2010 Node.js was released, and Node.js is now it is loved by everything. Node.js, first thing is that it's related to JavaScript, so very easy to pick up for a JavaScript developer who is basically a React.js developer, and it is 10 times easier than React.js also. And Java, it is 100 times easier. So it has been used in startups a lot, small startups, medium range startups till they become Flipkart level startup cannot use Node.js. They have to use Java, because they get a lot of connections. And once you become a Flipkart level startup, you are going to have those kind of employees. You know which kind of employees I'm talking about. Those 1 crore employees you are going to have, those employees who get paid 1 crore rupees. So those things are there, and yeah, people get paid 1 crore rupees for doing all this stuff, so money is not never an issue, and all those things. Okay, so, and like yesterday I always get off topic, people ask a lot of things. Okay, so that is okay. So you have to learn this Node.js, which is again very easy. And so always I tell, first become a front-end developer, learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. Then try to learn the Node.js part. Node.js part is very easy. I have some good YouTube videos also on my channel. You can learn them, and I generally have some Node.js workshop also, so you can attend those things also, Node.js workshop and all. And you can become one stack developer after that. And one stack developer are loved by everyone because they are the one who can build a product from start to end, from the front end to the back end to everything. So small, especially they're loved by small startups, so your chances get increased a lot to get into those smart startups. Okay, small startups like 5 people startup, 10 people startup, you'll get very easy. Okay, I hope it answers everybody's question if they have. Okay, so that is there. And now I've created the HTML basics. Let us start with HTML. Okay, so HTML basics I'll do. And then what I'm going to do here, yeah, everybody's saying done. No need to write done, but please do fill this attendance form. It is there. I have pinged it, marked it also, so your response will be registered and we will get it. Okay, so HTML basic is there. So what I'm doing it, I'm clicking on it. I put my finger on my mouse left side, left click, and I have clicked it. I have not left it. I will bring it here, and then I will put my finger from it. Then I will have this thing. So this is how you have to drag it. If you don't know how to drag it, you can ask us again. So this is how you drag it here, and when I drag it here, this HTML basic folder will be opened in the VS Code. Now what to do? HTML files are generally with index.html. Okay, so every file has some extension. You go to your computer, you'll have a images file with JPG extension, doc file with docx, Excel file with .xls. So all the coding files are also with some extension. So HTML files will be write with .html extension, and I will create the file with index.html. Index.html is a very popular name. Index is very popular because this is the root directory. So like this. Okay, index.html we write it, but you can write anything. .html is the main thing. So we'll write it like this. Okay, so now what to do? What is HTML? HTML stands for hypertext markup language. It is the backbone for every website. All the website which you are going to see, if you right click and view page source, generally you can page or inspect or view page source, anything. You can see the whole all of this data like this. This is all your HTML is written. A lot of other things are also be written like this. Microsoft has all this HTML and all these things. So this is all written. Okay, so this is what it is all about. Okay. This is the HTML. So HTML is mainly the structure which you require. HTML always doesn't work alone. It always work with at least CSS. At least CSS. JavaScript is also required, but as I've told, you can have your career with HTML and CSS also. Like to get those low-end web development jobs, you can get your career. But if you want the high-end web development job, which are also known as web app job, you have to learn JavaScript also. So HTML I have done. Now I'll do a not I'll do. Okay, now why do we love VS Code? Because VS Code has got a lot of shortcuts. Or else what I need to do, I need to write all of this code manually. So I can get the skeleton of a HTML code with this thing. Not I've given, and I'll then press the tab. Press the tab. Not and the tab I have pressed. So now what happened? All of my structure, all the skeleton of the HTML is been created. I'll have to write a lot of things. This is only the skeleton. So let us first understand this skeleton and all. What is this skeleton and all? I'll save it. I'll save it by Control S. I'll save it. Control S have done. So Dr. HTML. First line is Dr. HTML. Dr. HTML, what does it tell? See, Dr. HTML tells it is a HTML version 5. HTML have got certain versions. Okay, HTML has got certain versions. Why? Because HTML is again a language which is been governed by a committee known as W3C committee, which as usual sits in the US. US people only have developed most of the technology companies and all those things. In India also, everybody works for the US. If you don't know, from an employee to freelancer to everyone works somehow for US and all. Very less companies are there which we can call our own and all. So generally these languages and all are developed by these Americans and all, only because we Indians don't have that much time to develop our thing like languages are. So this HTML and all, they were developed by them. So doctor HTML is known as like it is the HTML version 5, which was released in 2015. Before that, we were using HTML version 4. The thing is that how to do the doc tab and all, that is a bit different. Okay, so then HTML and all. The second line is like this HTML. So it, see, you will be seeing this greater than and lesser than sign. So this is like the, you write the text. HTML is all about the text. The second line is HTML, which is starting here and ending here, like with the backslash it ends. Inside it, a lot of other things are there. So it means this whole thing is the HTML document. HTML document is there, and then this lang is English, means it's the language is English. Okay, then we have this header tag. So HTML tag mainly consists two parts. One is the head, one is the body. Both of them are known as its children. Okay, so what do you think about blockchain technology? That's a very good question, but I will not tell much about it. So blockchain is the blockchain or W3, Web3 or Bitcoin, and all these things are the same thing. Okay, all these things are the same thing. Actually, people are asking so nice questions that I have to answer. So in nowadays there is no job and nobody knows which thing they have to teach. Actually, I was also thinking to teach blockchain technology, but I'm waiting for the next 2-3 months, because I'm learning those things, because I also have to keep on learning. But those things are so much evolving that right now the libraries and all are not stable and all. But you can start learning. You can start learning with something known as Solidity. You can start learning with that, because the jobs will start coming from the next year. Right now the jobs are not there right now, but it is the future. Like the web is moving towards Web3 and all, you might have heard that thing. So right now you can start. It's a very good future, very good future. But again, I know a lot of blockchain people also. The front end for blockend and all blockchain, what happens, the backend is changed. So backend is changed from a database, traditional database, MongoDB and all this into different thing. But the front end is always React.js. All those startups are working on the front end as React.js. So React.js is some skills which will never go. It's not like the front end they are going to change, they're changing the back end and all. So React.js will always be with you. Okay, so if you are very good in React.js, if you have got the time, then go for and you're already working, then go for blockchain. There are no jobs right now, but by next year jobs will start coming. Okay, so that is there. So now, after answering these two very interesting questions, I'm moving ahead, because or else we are going to cover very less today. Okay, so this head tag is there. Head tag. So HTML tag has got this head tag and the body tag. So inside this head tag, we have something as meta, and then the title. So what is this meta? Meta. So it all base code are given on its own. So meta is something which is not required that much. And meta, you might be thinking, okay, meta is the name for Facebook and all. Okay, no. Meta means those who don't know, new name of Facebook is meta. Meta means meta keywords. Okay, so this is from the starting only. So what happens in the HTML? So this is something which even I don't know what it means. It is something like the code kind of a language. This meta keywords were used from the starting of the HTML. They tells the browser what this is all about. At the end of the day, this is going to run on the browser, and it has got a special features. And we used to when earlier in around 2010, we used to add a lot of keywords to it. We used to put a lot of keywords. Keywords are what? Keywords like a website is there. You build a website, nice looking website and all. Then how the people will going to know about it? People will go know about it only through Google. Google is the thing which is doing everything. So Google indexes the whole internet 3 times a day. How does it indexes? It has got this automated programs known as Google bots, which travels the whole of internet, which is actually very huge. Nobody knows how huge is the internet, that huge it is. It scans the whole of the internet for some news site. And the news site, earlier what used to happen, they used to have the keywords. Suppose I have a travel site related to Hampi. Okay, so what will happen? And actually I have a travel site related to Hampi. I just created it for fun. So I will put the keywords like okay, amazing Hampi, best places to visit in Hampi, and all those things. So if my site is ranked more, some people who is going to search on Google best places to visit in Hampi, they will be directed to my site. Okay, so that is like that. Okay, so that is what the keyword was all about. But nowadays you might be seeing I'm not putting much keyword and all. Nobody puts the keyword and all. This was something to do with the marketing and all, but nobody puts keyword because what happened, Google knew this thing. Google and all this platform, they don't like people cheating them. Okay, so what happened, digital marketer used to put a lot of keywords in those for SEO thing. There's something known as search engine optimization, which is not a web developer work, that is a digital marketer work. So digital marketer used to put a lot of keywords and all these things in the websites and all. And then Google stopped it. Google changed its algorithm and now it is not there. But then also a lot of this data required by the Google bot. Google bot requires this data, so we keep it there. So the next thing I'm doing this in title, I'm put it as maybe HTML, just HTML I'll put. So this title is something which will be shown here. Now in the body, I'll come. Body is the main thing in which all the data, all this data, whatever data is there, you're seeing it is because of the body, because of the body, and body has got a lot of tags. Body has got a lot of tags. What kind of tags it has got? Okay, and that is the HTML. Learning about a different kind of tags is only the HTML. So I'll have H1, and in this H1 I will we are going to learn more about the tags later on. H1 I will write HTML crash course, I will write, and then I will come here and write a P, and P I will maybe I will take something from here, copy it and paste it and save it. Now I have written a basic thing like a title, a H1 and a P. Now where to see this website? We have to save it also. Now where to see this website? So to see this website, I will go back to my Finder, and this HTML basics is there. So it is showing this index.html file. Index.html file it is showing. If I double click on it, it will open in my default browser, which is Safari, which I don't like that much, and in Windows it will be Edge and all. You might have changed it. Most people change it to Chrome. But any website, any HTML file, you can double click it, it will open in the default browser, or you can right click it and open it with Chrome, because this Chrome is running right now. So Chrome, it has opened it with the Chrome. So this is what the end user sees. Okay, HTML crash course and all. And see here, the HTML has been written. This HTML title, it is coming here. HTML crash course is this H1. H1 is this HTML crash course. It has been written here, HTML crash course. Then this P is here. Okay, P is the paragraph. Okay, and all these things we're going to learn. And the H1 is quite big. Okay, so before even starting with the tags, I'm going to tell that we are not going to run HTML in this way. This is a very old way to run HTML. It is actually 10 years back we used to run like this. Nowadays, we run HTML, CSS, JavaScript code with something known as a live server. So that is again one feature of this VS Code, that some very good developers, not good developers who like to code and all, they create this small open source projects which are known as in VS Code it is known as extension. They are free to use open source project. Sometimes they charge premium for something, but they are just free to use. And you will come here and you will search for something like a live, live here in the extension tab. I came here and this thing will come, this live server from a guy named Ritwik Day. You have to remember this, live server from guy named Ritwik Day, and it will show you enable or install some button like this. I don't remember. It will show, okay, it will show something like install it to show install it, and maybe it will ask you to restart your VS Code. It will hardly take 1 second. Okay, so you install it. Now what will happen? Now I will go back to my index.html, right click it, and there will be something like open with live server, or there will be something like here go live. Any one of these things will be there. If go live sometime comes after 1 or 2 times, so it will also be there, but generally it doesn't come. So you right click and open with live server, and it will actually open in the default browser, which is for me is your Safari. So I will open it here. So it open in a link like this, so don't worry about it. It will open in here. And what is the benefit of it? Suppose I want to add something else also here, and I will come here and do a T. And okay, right now I cannot add every time some text which I'm getting for somewhere. In real case scenarios also, what happens, even if you do freelancing, I have done some freelancing also, the client sometimes don't give you every text. So what we need to do, you need to put some dummy text. So those dummy texts are known as, that dummy text is known as lorem. Lorem is a very popular dummy text. Lorem I'll do and press the tab, again a VS Code feature, or else you have to go to any website like the lorem ipsum generator, they're known as. I'll do lorem and I will press a tab, and it will create a dummy text file. This is no usual, not a usual dummy text. This is actually a 200-year-old dummy text, because this dummy text was invented when printing press was invented 200 years back. This dummy text was invented because in that time also, what happens, the first printing, okay, first printing you have to get, okay, so they don't have the news and all at that time. So first time you're printing something, they needed some dummy text. So this dummy text is generated, I don't know how it is generated and all, and there is something like, it doesn't make any sense, but it seems like it makes sense. Okay, so it is always different. The first word is generally the same, which is a lorem ipsum, everything else is a different. So in VS Code also we have lorem ipsum inbuilt, the famous dummy text, and you just write lorem and then you press tab. You will soon see there are other ways also, and you need to create this dummy text. Then I will save. See here what happened, I didn't touch anywhere. Automatically it got refreshed and my data was been shown automatically. This thing ran, actually I didn't touch. I'll go back to here. Here still that updation is not there, because here if you update any code, you have to go here and do a refresh your browser, then only it will be shown. So this is a problem. So that's the reason we are not going to use it anymore. We are going to use the live server from now. So I will even close it. So finally we can start learning about different tags. Okay, different tags we're going to learn. So the first tag, I'll remove this all thing. First tag which we are going to learn is the heading tag or the h1 tag. So h1 I will write, maybe I'll write as here as heading 1 and write a so heading 1, then heading 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are actually 6 heading tags. Heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyways, you can put anything here inside it. So there h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, h6 till h6. I'll save it. So see h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, h6. So they are of different sizes. H1 is of different size, H2 is of different size, H3 is of different size, H4 is of different size. All of them are of different sizes. H1 is the biggest. Generally, H5 and H6 are very small, although they are bold and all. Okay, and yeah, meta is used for the SEO of the website. You are totally right. Meta kind of tag is there used for the SEO of the website, and generally not a web developer domain. That is the domain of a digital marketer. You'll learn about that thing in a digital marketing course and all. So still they use meta or something. I don't know that much digital marketing, especially website marketing. I don't know. It's how to do those SEO things. They teach that thing. If you want to learn about that, you can do a digital marketing course, especially targeting on SEO, search engine optimization, and you will learn about that. Maybe a lot of things have changed, but it might be there. So that is there, and so h1 to h6 are been shown like this. H1 to h6 are been shown like this. They are known as heading tag, and as I've told, HTML is nothing but learning about this tag, and you don't have to go outside what I teach here. Don't go outside this HTML, because there are a lot of HTML tags, more than 5,000 HTML tags, and you cannot go on learning all of them. Then it will take you around 6 months to learn HTML. And I will tell you the real case. Means a guy, he contacted me and he was learning HTML for the past 6 months, and he is going to whole of W3C site. I tell him, no, HTML, even if you're from a non-IT background, it will take you hardly 3-4 days to learn, not more than that. And don't go beyond what I'm teaching, okay, because that will be like a lot of time. The more you're going to do something, you're going to learn about some HTML, new HTML tag is that you're going to learn. So this is the heading tag. So next tag which we are going to do is the paragraph tag. So paragraph tag is like P. I'll do again. I will use the lorem thing because I don't want to type everything. So lorem I will type, and I will again do a P and a lorem. Okay, I can write a lesser lorem also, like lorem 10. I will write one word. Press the tab. It will be a smaller thing. So if I save it, see this two things are coming like this, one after the another. Okay, and one more thing I want to tell before moving forward. There is a thing known as commenting in all programming language, and it is there in HTML also. What is that commenting? Commenting is something which is for the developer. See, this is what the end user sees, this is what the developer sees. This thing is the developer sees, and this thing is the end user see. And you might have never, if you are from a non-IT background, you might have never done this thing which I'm doing right now. This is right click and inspect. Inspect, you can see all the HTML code also. Inspect or view page source and all those things. See, it is showing me all the HTML code, and also some JavaScript also it is showing. Maybe for the browser it is there. So all the code you can see for a website like this. Okay, HTML. Okay, so what happens in the coding part, sometimes the code is very complicated and all, and the developer have to write what this code will do for himself, so that he can come after 6 months and he can find it out what did belong to. Or the other thing is that, okay, she is writing because that some other developer might come and they can see what she had written. Okay, they can understand what this code is. Or might be that he is leaving the company and they should know what is there. So this is also known as documentation now. So like this, I will write here like HTML HTML tag. I will write, okay, HTML tag I will write, and then I'll select it all and do a control backslash. It will do this thing commenting like this. The color is also different. I'll save it. Now it will not show here. It is, even it is refreshing, it is not show it because this is for the developer only. Like this, I will do the paragraph tag. I will write like this. I'll save it, and the paragraph tag will show. So one more thing to notice here is that the H1 to H6 are coming on different lines. The paragraph is coming on different lines. Actually, there is a lot of space. Like the H2 could have come here, H2, 3, H4, 5, 6, and 5, 6 till 6. They could have come in one line, but they are coming in different lines. The paragraph is there. They're coming in different lines. Although this whole thing, half of this thing could have been fitted here. So they are coming in different because they are known as inline element. And there is another kind of no, they are known as block level element. So there is another kind of element known as inline element, which you're soon going to see what it is. So this is a block level element. They will always come in their own line. So H1, P are block level element. Actually, 70% of the tags are block level element. So the next tag which we are going to learn, as I've told, it is all about tags. HTML is all about tags. Is known as the link tag. Link tag or the anchor tag also you can see. So I'll do a link tag. I'll do control and backslash I'll do, and then the link tag is done by anchor. So A is there, something like A is there, and inside this A I can give any website link. Okay, any website link in this href. Href is an attribute. Inside, after this I will write here twd blocks. All right, and I will give my blogging site address here. You can give any address like Google, YouTube, and all those things. Okay, anything you can write. I will write the address of web.tech. Here I have to write the correct address, and here I have to write the thing. So what is this I have written? I will save it and see what will happen. This TWD blocks. TWD blocks. It is coming. Something is coming like this. TWD blocks, which you might be seeing it as purple and all. But if you are writing it for the first time, you will see it as blue. So that is something is I have visited it so many times. So it is showing that thing. So TWD blocks is there. But where is this the web.tech? And it has got some underline also. So if I move my mouse over it, so it will show me this hand, and we all know what is this hand is to click, and we all know what is this links. If you are, even if you are not coding, so a lot of you have not coded in your life. So what happens in those cases also, you have visited facebook.com, you have visited a lot of site like that, and somewhere there will be a link, and that link you have to create, you might have taken to some other site or some other place or something like that. So this link is not something which people have not seen. So I will click onto this TWD blocks, and it will take me to this. See this the webdev.tech. It is taking me here. It is taking me here. So this is all about it. It will take me to this site. My site it will take. So now I will do a back of it, and the one thing is there here, which is not a good thing to do. Which is not a good thing is that when I'm clicking on this TWD block, it is opening it in the same tab. Actually, this is not a problem, but this is a problem again from marketing and all. Why it's a problem for marketing? See, suppose I built my site only like this. Okay, so let me go to this TWD blocks, and I think I know I did some mistake and all somewhere. TWD blocks I will go, and I will click here, buy from Amazon, one of my book. I click here. Okay, I didn't read that mistake. Okay, so yeah, these are all my books. Okay, so that is there, and yeah, this book. So what happened if I would have opened this thing in my site only? So people, when the people go to Amazon, so see again I will take, okay, so I will click here Amazon, and I have come to Amazon and all. Okay, this book, oh, this book is very costly, I will not buy it. This book is very costly, and suppose it opened here only, and who can sell book this costly? Oh, I have come to Amazon.com. Let me go to Amazon.com. Oh, there is a nice mobile there. Okay, I'll do this browsing thing for mobile. I'll do this browsing thing for this watch. Shahid Kapoor is looking very good and all. I'll do this thing, and people will forget about your site. People have literally very small attention span. They will forget about this. This is something related to marketing. People will forget your site because you have opened that Amazon.com, which is been like Amazon.com, Facebook.com. They are like very addictive site because they have like the biggest sites on the planet. They have made their site like that it is addictive. Okay, so you will not go back to that old site if it is open in the same tab. But what if it is open in the, if the old site is already open in some other tab? So somehow somewhere down the line, you'll close your Amazon.com, then you'll go back to that site. That happens in real life. In real life also, most people have at least 20-30 tabs open, so they will always close those tabs and all, then they will go back to a site. So this happens in real life, and that is one of the reason that we don't open some other site in the same link. And you see, it is opening in the same link. It is not a good good marketing experience. User experience also, it is not good. It should open in a new tab. How to open it in a new tab? To open it in a new tab, I'll go here and do a and then the href, and then I will do, I'll write some other site. Okay, and which one I will write? Okay, so I will write maybe my LinkedIn. I will write my LinkedIn, and so here I write my LinkedIn. So I want want this link to be open in a different tab. So there is something known as target. So target equal to underscore blank I'll do, and I'll do right TW or LinkedIn. All right. Okay. So now when the LinkedIn is been written, so one thing more I will tell quickly. So target blank is there. So I'll click here, and it will open in a different link. It will open in a different link. If I open it here, okay, open it. I can see some people are watching on LinkedIn also. So if possible, please do come on YouTube. It helps me to add more on YouTube and all. So please do come on YouTube. Okay. So that is there, and then because my chats also don't go to LinkedIn. Okay, my chat. Oh, someone written something on LinkedIn. My chats doesn't goes to LinkedIn. What I'm using, some software I'm using known as a Restream. So what happens? It doesn't send my chat to LinkedIn, and I cannot see all the chats. So someone asked something there, and I missed it because I didn't saw it. I'm watching it on LinkedIn also. So go live. Which of the heading is recommended to use when writing code? Okay, someone asked something. Which of the heading is you recommended to use when writing the code? Heading tag, don't go beyond H5 and S6. I've seen people using H1, H2, H3, H4. H1 is very important to write the main topic of a site. See, this is my site. See, this is a H1. So this is even a, so these things are there. Okay, what is this? I can also check it out. What is this? Okay, this is not an H1. This is an H2. So H1, H2 like this. Okay, I'm so showing you a real site. Okay, This is also an H2. H2 is, I think H2 is much more popular and all. Okay, H2, H1 is actually a bit bigger. And then one more thing is that you can also control these things. Okay, you can from CSS, not from HTML. You can control it from the CSS. Okay, so that is there. So that is there. Okay, so now okay. Now my Mac is, oh, I think I have to change my Mac also. See this, it is showing me 14 GB. My system has gone out of, see the streaming takes a lot of your juice and all. Okay. So let me close some of these things. This Google Chrome is killing me. So I will force quit it. Okay. I will, sorry for this thing. This, even Macs nowadays are not that much powerful and all. Okay, either you have to take a very costly Mac. So this 8 GB is killing me. Okay, that is okay. So I will open it in a different browser, which is like this Firefox Developer Edition. This is also a browser which I like. So I will open it with 127. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, so this has been shown like this. So this Nabindu's LinkedIn, it has been shown like this. So see, I will click here and it will open it in the new tab. It is opening it in the new tab as I told, and this will open it in the same tab, and again that same marketing problem. So but the thing is that one thing, if someone is very, they are seeing it, they are watching it very closely, they might have noticed one thing. See, both of this anchor tag are on the same line. How is it? The heading tags were on different lines, the paragraph tag were on different lines, but this anchor tags are on the anchor tags, or the link tags as they tell, they're on the same lines. They are on the same line because they are known as inline element. As I told, 70% of the tags are block level element, 30% of them are inline. So anchor tags is one of the first inline tags are there. So this will come, even if I have 10 more anchor tags, they will come in the same line. So this is like that. Okay, so that is done. Now the next thing which we are going to learn is the list tag. So let us learn about the list tag. So after this, I'll come and I'll do a list tag and do, and this I'll do, and the UL I'll do, and li is item 1, and two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is 17, and save it. So li is coming like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so li is what? UL is what? So first thing, UL is known as unordered list. Li full form is list item. So inside the UL, an unordered list, I have this li 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that is there, and then I'll have one more thing which is known as the OL. OL is known as ordered list. Ordered list. I'll save it. And see, ordered list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The numbers are there. In unordered list, this dot will be there. So that was there. Okay, so coming on. It's first gate. Item is first gate. I don't want it right now. Safari is first gate. It'll be there. Okay, so that is there, and item 1 to item 7 is there. Now, one sec. So this OL is there. So in this, if I add more, so like this, I'll make it 8. So just a dot will be created, and here I'll make a 8. A number will be added like this. So these are two different tags, but the list item is same in both of them. Only the starting is, it starts with OL and it starts with UL. So that is like that. Now the next thing which we are going to learn is the table tag. Table tag. This table tag is like this, and inside this I will have a table tag. Is a group of tags. You again, this is for one of the tag which you don't have to learn everything. Just you should know that table tags are there through which you can have the table. If you want to learn everything which I've told till now. Table tag, you don't have to memorize it and all. You should, if you want to write a table, you can always take it from the internet. So it is not like that coder doesn't take the code from the internet. It is not like that. So table is there. I'll write table, okay. And then it has got two parts. One is the T head, and one is the T body. So it has got this two part, and inside this part we have something. T head means the head of the table. T body means the body of the table. Table like the we have all seen those tables and all. So like Excel tables, you might have created some table there. So it is like that. So here after this I will have a TR, table row, and then I will have a TH. TH means table header. Name I'll have, and then C and VB I'll have, and this will be age, this will be email, anything it can be. This is actually the head. So see, this name, age, email is there, and then I will have the data. So this is the header. Now I'll have to data. The data will come in the T body. Again our TR will be there here, and then after this I will have a TD, and here the window TD and 9 and TD window at gmail.com. TD. Let's have two more thing, and save it. So it will come like this. So this is how the table is been done. So this is the table tag. Okay, so that is there. Now the next thing which we are going to do is form tags. Form tags are so important that the rest of the time we are going to learn about the form tags only. So why form tags are very much important? See, when we go to form tags are what? When you go to facebook.com and you register for the first time, you all of might have filled some registration form in which you have to give the name, email, address, gender, and blah blah, everything you have to give. Okay. So that is actually a form that you have to fill something, and you have to click the submit, and that your data were taken, data were taken, and then your data were taken to the US and stored in the Facebook server in the US. They were stored, and whenever you want your data, it get it from the Facebook server in the US. Okay, so that is how the Facebook works. And all. So every time you get a data from a user, you need these forms. In Facebook, you go after you have given your data to Facebook, and you were able to log into Facebook, then you will post something on Facebook. Most of the time people generally only sees the post, but you will post something on Facebook maybe, and then when you post that something, then there is also boxes there. Actually it's a text box which you are going to create soon, that you post those things. That is also a form, because anything which goes back to the server for either for storing or for checking, when you log into some website, you generally means do the logging thing, and that is also some data is gone to the server to recheck your credentials and all. So those are all done through something known as the form tag. So we are form tag, and form tag has got a lot of tags. So we are going to learn about the form tag. Okay, so I'm come here, and the form tags I'm going to do. I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to make here a form like this, and the label, name, input of type text, name equal to name, and for is something which you don't need to right now. Label is age, and input type is number, and name is age. Right, save it and see to come like this. Okay, and it has come a bit down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use two more tags. One is like a, so like a, I want some space also between the table and this. I'll use something known as a BR. So you'll see what will BR do. BR means break row. Break row. I will save this BR. Break row. Okay, break row. It will break it. It will have some space, and then after that, I will do this as a HR. HR means horizontal root. HR means horizontal root. It will create a horizontal root. I'm writing some programming code like hash. It is showing some special font. So I I have done this prehistoric language actually in a prehistoric time. So as hash include studio.h you are telling, that is a prehistoric language which was used by actually dinosaurs. So that I used to do. I am a dinosaur actually. I am a dinosaur because I am very old. So please don't use those language. Those languages. I know it is. You have asked about C language, and those are taught in colleges. And colleges are also prehistoric, just like me. They are old, but they have not changed. I have changed. Those languages are used nowhere. Those will take you nowhere. It's the age of JavaScript, and age of JavaScript started a long time back. Colleges don't know that thing. They don't know. They don't want to show people that they know that this is a prehistoric language used by dinosaurs. So please don't use the dinosaur language. Okay, so that and I'm not going to answer anything about C because I have forgot that language for good. I've forgotten C++ for a very good reason, because they're not used anywhere. They will not lead you to anywhere. So it shows some special fonts. I don't know why it shows some special font. If you would ask something about JavaScript, I would have happy to give you that thing. Again, main thing is that if you want to learn C++, learn only because you have to pass your college exams. I know college exams you have to pass because you have to learn the C++. Don't go beyond that. It will not give you a job. It will not give you internship. It is a waste. That is the reason people say that colleges are a waste. Okay, so one of the reason. Okay, so that is there. And I give too much GAN sometimes. I don't know why I give so much GAN, but these GANs are required. All these GANs are very much required because what is happening in the industry. I'm in the industry for the past 16 years. Actually, I started as a prehistoric animal only, and when I was a dinosaur, I used to code in C++ 20 years back. Okay, so now I have evolved, and that was used at that time. Okay, so nowadays nobody uses it, and it will not be used anyway. So that is there. And VR and HR. So HR is the horizontal rule. It is there. So it will create this line. So I want to show this thing. This will have come up very bit down. So I'm going to show this, and then I'm going to do a BR again, and then I'm going to do a HR again, and this again it will have this line, and I'm showing it inside this. Okay, so what is this thing like a label input and label input and all? Okay, so label, you might have seen the name is coming from the label, and then there is a input is there. Input type text, input type is name, label age is there, and input type okay, input type number, name is age is there. So those things are there. Okay, so why I have written this label, and why I've written this input and all. Okay, why I've written this label, why I've written this input. Actually, they are a pair. They are like a pair. They are like a couple. Okay, so label and input. So this is one pair, and this is another pair. Label and input are one pair. So name and thank you. So label and input are one pair, and it has got an input type text. Name is name. So name is name. So input type text is something you all might have seen this thing. You all might have seen this thing, and this thing. Sorry, I think next time I have a Windows PC also, I'll start with that. I have to borrow it from my wife. That's her PC. Okay, so okay, so this label and input is there. So they are a pair, and this age and input are there. So what is this name? You're seeing this name here, and okay, input type text means I can write some text here like this. Nabindu I can write. Okay, that I can write, and age is there here. Input type number is there. Here I will write it as 23. Okay, anything I can write, and I can use it to increase it. Okay, and this name is of name. This is something which will go to the backend, which will go to the backend, and how it will go to the back. At the end of the day, the main thing for anything is to go to the backend. See, all this data will take and go to the backend, and how it will go to the backend. Those things I am not going to teach today. Okay, those things I am not going to teach today, and there is something which you have to learn. You have to go ahead, and you have to learn those things. Okay, so those things you have to learn. Okay, so now, and there is another thing. There is another thing which is there, and that thing is like label and input. Actually, I forgot to tell one thing in this label and input. So they are a pair, but let get them committed. Let get them engaged. Okay, we'll get them engaged. Maybe okay, engagement is more than enough. So how to get them engaged? And that is something I forgot to tell. How to get them engaged? We all know in the US and all, not in India. When people get engaged, they wear something known as a engagement ring. Then they get married. They wear something known as a wedding ring. I don't have that thing. We are Indian. We don't have those things. Okay, so that is there. So let's get them engaged in the US way, because this is the US language. We'll get them engaged. So we'll get the first label and the input engaged. So there is something known as for. For I will put it as name, and this is got something known as id. So we are getting them engagement, so their engagement is happening. So for I have made it as name, so you'll see this for a lot. So for I will make it as age, and id I will make it as a age. I'll do that thing. I'll do. Okay, so what is this? This is how they are related. This is how they are a couple. So there is something known as a for, and there is something known as an id. For and a id, so they should be same. Okay, this should be like this can be something different, also named, and this can be different from this thing. Okay, it is not like that. Okay, it can be different, but this is what will tell that these two are related. These two are related. These two are engaged. These two are a couple. This will tell that for equal to age, id equal to age is there. This for an id will tell these two are related. Okay, and name is something for the backend. We will soon see why it is there, why it is for the backend, and all. We're going to see that thing. So this is two things we have created. Now one more thing is that, so you'll come to anything like Facebook and all, and you are going to submit that thing. You're going to submit that thing, and you might be seeing that thing. Okay, the username and the password, they comes in two separate lines. So it is very easy to do it with css for them to come in two separate lines, but that is not very much easy for to do with pure html. So pure html, how we are going to do, there's something known as a div. There is a div tag is there. So what does this div tag means? Div tag is a block level element. Div tag is a block level element, and then it is like this. And what it creates, it is used a lot to create those sections or a, and the thing is that, as I've told, there are some block level element, there are some inline elements. So div tag is a block level element. I'll wrap it in a div tag and wrap this also, this whole thing also in a div tag. I'll wrap this also in a div tag. I'll do and save it and see this name and age is coming. Then after this I'll do a br and a break row I'll do, and break row I'll do, and see break row I've done because it was very close, so I have to do something. I don't want to wrap it again in a div, so I've done a br, so it is coming into separate lines. So these are coming into separate lines. Then we are going to learn about more things here. So what more things? Let us learn about the text area, which is very popular in Facebook and all. You might have seen. Okay, so what is like the very popular thing? Okay, if I go to LinkedIn, I don't like Facebook. I won't go to Facebook and all. This is my main thing. Okay, so this LinkedIn and all. Okay, people are posting a lot of their parents' picture. That's good, and they're going to. Okay, so what I'm going to tell, this I am going to this starter post is there. You are seeing this starter post. This is something known as I click here and all, so I can write multiple lines here. So these are not, these are like this. Although that was a pop up, this is something like a text area in which you can write multiple lines. So these are all text areas and all. Okay, so that is there, and then we'll come here and again I'll do a br and a div. I'll do, and then a label I'll do, and for message and message, and I'll do a text area. Text area call and rows I don't need. I need a name is like, I'll keep the same name as message and the same name as ID and all. So this is a text area. And one more thing about text area is that text area is not self-ending. Okay, input is self-ending, HR is self-ending, BR is self-ending. Most of the tags are not self-ending. Like the text area is not self-ending, you have to add something like this. So text area will create something like this in which I can add multiple rows. This is a text. Okay, so like this I can do multiple rows. So this is a text area. And then the next thing which we are going to learn are this drop down, which are very popular in Amazon. Also you'll see this drop down and all. So these are the drop downs. So I'll do the br and do the div, and then I will do label for color favorite color. I hope that Britishers have created HTML and all. I didn't have to learn American English. I have to learn American English because American created it. Shit. They have created it, so may I do all these silly mistakes according to our British English, which we Indian follow. I write color. I forgot to write color as COLOUR, because if you started writing color as COLOUR, you'll get a lot of error. Not here. Here I could have written COLOUR, but there are properties in programming languages, especially in CSS and all those things, where the color spelling is COLOR, because American invented everything, as I told earlier, not the Britishers, not everything. That's why America is now number one, because they have invented everything in technology. Okay, so label is there, and we all work for Americans. Okay, so that is their favorite color I'll do, and then the select is there, and here name is COLOR, and ID also I'll do as color, and option I'll do, and as a value I'll do as a red, and this I'll do as a red. Green, green, blue, blue, magenta, Magenta is one of my favorite colors, so I'll do this. Okay, so now see, this is a drop down will come again. The for and a name, for and IDs are there because they are a couple again. So everybody is a couple here. Okay, so this red, green, I can choose this drop down buttons. All we are seeing, but these are all very ugly because of HTML is only gives the structure. All of these things, if we are going to do it beautiful, we will do it beautiful through CSS. We are going to see a form again, and we are going to make it very beautiful through CSS. Okay, so that is there. And then I do take career counseling session. Okay, that's again a very good question. I do take two kind of career counseling sessions. Okay, one thing is that I take a group career counseling session, which is like on Wednesday at 10 p.m. live on my YouTube channel. And the second way is, of course, for whoever is my who have taken my paid course and all, they will get a full mentorship and all. But beside that also, some people who are committed. So I recently, if you go to my LinkedIn, you'll find that I have given my all of my books also. I'm an author, so I get a lot of author books. I mean, whenever you write some books, they will give you all these free books and all. So I've given all of my free books and all to all the people who are committed. So we have some challenges on the YouTube channel. So what happens when the people complete those challenges? Those are mainly like this is all theory which I'm taking, but at the end of the day you have to create a lot of projects. So when you create those projects, I want people to complete those projects, I want them to get a job. So when they do those small projects, and we have those projects also live on our channel, so you see those videos and those challenges and were there, and you see those challenges and prepare those videos and send us those projects, and we will check those projects, and then you will get access to our special WhatsApp group, in which I am going to do one-to-one counseling also. One-to-one counseling, I used to do one-to-one counseling, but nowadays I'm very much busy, I don't have time. So I will do one-to-one counseling also, but you have to show the commitment from your side. You have to complete some of the assignment which we give you. If you want to know what are the assignment and all, I will send a video, two video list where maybe Mosam can send, and I will do the we'll do the career counseling, one-to-one career counseling. Group career counseling when happens every Wednesday live at we stopped it in the some time back, but we again starting it on Wednesday at 10 p.m. IST. It happened previous Wednesday, it will happen every Wednesday at 10 p.m. IST. So you can see that thing. Okay, group. And if you want a personal one-to-one, you have to be committed and you have to complete some assignment which we are going to give you. Okay, so that is like that. Okay, please send in WhatsApp group. Okay, Mosam, can you send, because I am, if he is there. Okay, either if Mosam is not there, do one thing. In this chat, there will be somewhere my LinkedIn profile will be there. You ping me on my LinkedIn, okay, and I will send you the WhatsApp group, because right now my WhatsApp is not open on my your my system is also not working properly. Okay, so please connect. Okay, Mosam is there. Mosam have come. So Mosam will give you. Okay, Mosam, please paste that WhatsApp group here only in this chat. You paste that WhatsApp group so that anyone else can also join it and give the latest group WhatsApp group. Okay, group number 26 will give. Okay, so Mosam have given it, and you all can join it. Not only Syed, anyone else also can join it. They are welcome to join this WhatsApp group. Okay, so that is there. And the next thing which we are going to do is in the our still our forms are not yet completed. So the next thing which we are going to do is like a checkbox are very important, like the checkbox. You all might have seen those checkboxes. Okay, so I'll do. And so what is this checkboxes? Okay, so this checkboxes are like go to, this is a very popular example because Amazon is always a very popular example. All of you have visited Amazon. So this is a drop down which you might have seen. We have already done a drop down. So here I will go for maybe a computer side go. Okay, my site is very slow and all. Okay, no problem. No problem. Anyways, all of you know checkboxes. Checkbox are those square boxes which are there on Amazon for different brands. You have to choose some this checkboxes. So checkboxes are that all of you might have seen those checkboxes, and we take multiple. Also, if you have given some example, multiple questions answer are through those checkboxes. Okay, so here I will come and do the Here first thing I will do a h4 here, and I will write a what do you own, like this. I do what do you own, and then input type check box and name equal to vehicle 1 and value equal to bike and label equal to bike. Okay, label is something which we can have after also. Label is bike I'm doing, so id also equal to will be bike, and here I have to write it as bike, and I will have a vehicle 2, and it will be car, it will be car, it will be car, and it will be car, it will be there. I'll save it. See, this checkbox will come. What do you want? Bike or car? And these square boxes will come. I can click on the bike also, and I can click on the car also. Both of them I can click. Bike or car. Bike or car, any of them I can click. So this is like this check boxes. You can click on both of them. And vehicle 1, vehicle 2. One thing is to notice is the vehicle 1, vehicle 2. So the name is different. It means they are different when you go to the backend. I'll also show how it will go to the backend and all. So after this, I'll come here and do the br and all, and I'll do the div, and I'll come here. And the next thing which you're going to learn is the radio boxes. So radio boxes are again very important because they are used to take only one input from the user. So I'll take you h4 and I'll do a gender. Gender is a very popular thing to take on radio boxes because a person cannot choose. Okay, so a person cannot choose multiple gender in India at least, or anywhere else also. They have to choose one gender only. Although nowadays in US and in European countries, there are more than 4-5 genders, and you can check it on the internet. Or what all the male female is there. After that, there are another 3-4 genders are there. But in India, we generally still we follow the norm of 3 genders only. So I'm going to follow the Indian form on, because I'm based in India, so it is not like that. So input type is radio, and name equal to gender, and value equal to male, and id equal to male, and label equal to male, and male, female, 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 and other, 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 other. Save it. So see, it will come like this: gender male, female, and other. But I could select it male, so male will be selected, and radio boxes are this round. Female will be selected, other will be selected. Here it both of these things I can select. So here this other will be selected like this. Okay, so this is like the radio boxes. You can select only one of them. And one thing to notice here is that name is the same gender, like name is gender for all of them. Here the name was different, so this means it's a radio boxes are also known as radio boxes group. So to submit this thing, what we have to do, we have to have a button. So all these things we've done. Now we are remaining with a button. So how to give this button? Again, this I will have a br, I'll have a div, I'll have a input type of submit, and value equal to send. I'll do. So see, a button will be created. Input type submit is a input type submit button. Okay, input type submit is a button which you created. A send button is created. But okay, let me fill all these things. I will show one thing. Okay, I filled all these things. Something I filled, and then I will click on this send button. See what will happen. Okay, input type submit value is send. I will form is here. Okay, I'll come here and click here. So I've clicked here. First thing you might have noticed that this got refreshed, and all of this has gone because it's got refreshed. And if I come here, there is a this is how the data is used to be sent in the earlier days when there was PHP and all were used. Okay, but nowadays you don't send data like this. But then also this will tell us one thing. What is that? The name is actually very much important. So if I come here and we don't give it like this, I will just paste it here and maybe I'll comment it out. Okay, so this is how the data is going. See, the name is Nabindu. So my name is Nabindu. So this was name. Then age will be there. Then the name is message. So the message will be there. Color is there. Vehicle 1 and vehicle 2 are different, and gender is there. So this is how it goes. This is why the name property is very much important. And I told that the name property is used for the backend. Okay, so that is like that. So the next thing, before moving to the next thing, I want to tell one thing. Okay, so we have spent quite a lot of time in understanding the forms, but still the form is not over. Okay, so form is a very important thing in your HTML. Okay, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, we're going to have it everywhere. So here, input. Okay, there is a site known as W3 School, very dangerous site. Actually, people get stuck here for a long time because they have got everything for HTML and all. So you go here and see there are a lot of things. See why people are stuck here for six months. There are a lot of things to learn here. If you go by this site, it will take you 6 months to learn HTML. So don't go here and only learn from what I have told. And if you I just wanted to go to this site only, this link only. Okay, this link only we have to go and see. In this link you'll see this input type button and all these things are there. Okay, so all these things are there. So actually what happens in 2015, there were a lot of things added, added in your HTML, because in 2015 HTML version 5 was released. So before that, what used to happen, there used to be only this many input things, this many input things were there. But now what happened, a lot more input things were added. In fact, some of them are very good. Like I will tell input, all these things you have seen. Input type date is there. If I go to this input type date, what will be the, and yeah, Mosam is telling that please do subscribe to the channel, because we are putting so much of our sweat and blood in this channel, doing so much live that you will not get it anywhere else on YouTube. That is my guarantee. Anywhere else on YouTube, you will not see anybody doing that much live which we are doing to make you all a web app developer. So please do like and subscribe, and please do tell in your colleges and also to do this thing. Okay, so that is there. And this, see this calendar is the input type date I have done, and a calendar will be there. I'll click on it. A cool calendar will be open, and this calendar you can choose anything. The main thing is not the calendar. The main thing is that earlier what used to happen, this thing was very difficult to do. Earlier this thing used to come from your JavaScript. You have to create all these things in JavaScript. But nowadays, all these things are there in the HTML only. Only you have to do a type of date. Similar to this, we have a lot of other new things are there. Input type file is something which I want to type. You have gone to naukri.com and all. There they have something known as upload your resume. So you go to this browse and you get this do this thing and you can upload it. So like this, you can upload your resume and all. So that is something which is now just input type file you can do very easily. Earlier I am doing this for a long time. Earlier we used to write very big JavaScript for this thing. Okay, so that is there. And then the next thing which we are going to do is a button tag we are going to do, because see, input type submit is also creating something like a button, but a button can be outside a form also. So I will have a button tag like this. Let me first write it, and then I'll write a button and like click me, click me. So a button is created. So how it is different from this input type submit? See, there is one thing is there. Input type submit, if I click on here, see this closely, it actually get refreshed. Inside a form, input type submit is outside, it will look like a button only, but whenever we submit something, we click on this, it will refresh the browser, but a normal button will do nothing. See, all the functionality will be added in, even in this thing, from JavaScript is mainly for that only, adding functionality. Here if I do, nothing will happen. So that is there. Then a image tag, we are going to learn about the last thing here, which is a image tag. Okay, so image tag, images are very important in a website, we all know. So how to do that? So let me have a new folder. New folder you create it like this, right click, or you can click it from here also. I'll write a images here, I'll write, and let us take a royalty free images from Google also I can take, but Google is not royalty free images, and then Google can come after me. Okay, so unsplash.com I will do, and unsplash.com you can get this royalty free images. Maybe this one I'll take. Okay, so this one I'll take, and maybe a bit larger or only I will take. Okay, so yeah, so this got downloaded. I will open it. So it will open here, and I will go here, images, I'll right click and reveal in Finder, and for Windows user you'll get reveal in Explorer. You do this, you'll get to this directly, and in this images I'll bring this thing like this, I'll bring it, then Oppo and all I will delete it, because I want only this unsplash thing to be there. So unsplash.jpg. See, I have this image unsplash, which is actually a big image, and so how to show this image tag? So I will see this again. I will have a VR, image tag, I'll get, and then image tag is by img src. I have to give the path, which is images, and the unsplash.jpg, and I will write a mobile here. Okay, I'll save it. I see this big image is shown. The image is quite big, so I have to scroll. I have to actually scroll it and all to see it. But I want to make. I don't want so big image. So how can we? Actually, from HTML we don't have control to many things. After this, we're going to learn CSS. And CSS we can control a lot of things. So here, and what is this alt tag? Alt tag I'm going to tell soon. Okay, so I can do this width is equal to maybe 300, and height is maybe 200. I'll save it, and the width is 300. It is doing like this, and we have this much control only. So we'll do this, and please do like this video so that it can reach to more people. Okay, so this is there, width and height. So actually with this we comes to an end of HTML. We are going to do CSS. As I told, HTML I have taught completely. CSS cannot be taught in the next half an hour or so, in which we have for CSS. CSS takes at least 5 hours, and today we were delayed in HTML. We did answer some of the questions and all I've answered, so we get delayed. But don't worry, CSS happened previous week, and will happen again next week, Monday to Friday, 1 hour each, and it will happen at 2:30 p.m. IST. Okay, and I'm planning to take another CSS classes in the evening, that will be like advanced CSS. So do both of them. Well, and that will be like, I'm planning that for some time. Okay, so now we are going to start with CSS, and so here I'll actually dispose this port, and I'll create a new file, because we're going to learn something new. Okay, so this HTML basics is there. Right click and CSS basics is there. Again, I'll open VS Code, drag it here, and CSS at the end. CSS starts with cascading strategies, and it is used to make website very very beautiful. And for this, I'll go here and do again an index.html is required, very much required. Index.html, because the structure will come from that. Index.html I'll do, and I will have a style.css also. But if I want to check only one, I didn't got your question, Pawan. What if I want to check only one, what does that mean? Please explain. So this index.html I have done, and then again I will have it like this, and CSS Basics h1. I'll have h1 and a CSS crash course I'll have, and I'll save it, and I will go live, and then it will open here in my Safari. I'll close the Safari, come here, okay. So it will show like this. Now CSS is also all about its properties. CSS properties, by default everything is black and white in HTML, so it is black and white, and CSS with colors and all those nice things. So I will come to the style.css, and I want to make this colorful. I want to bring life to it. So I will do this h1. I have to choose this tag h1, and I will do the color as dark magenta. This is one of my favorite color, dark magenta. So I'll do this. It's a dark kind of a magenta kind of a color. Okay, I'll save it. But this is still black and white. I didn't brought life to it. So how to bring life to it? So to bring life to it, actually we have to connect this index.html and style.css. By default, everything will start with the index.html. But how it is connected to style.css? In the header part of the HTML, you have to connect it. There is something called link, and again there is a shortcut, link CSS you choose. So or else you have to type all these things, link rel style sheet. Actually by default it takes the style.css, and that's why I took style.css, or you can name it anything else, give that name style.css. I'll do, and I'll then save it. Now it is purple color. Now it is purple color. Okay, so now it is purple color. So that is done. Now okay, so now let us have something more, and then we are going to learn about colors in CSS. Okay, so I'll have h3, and best place to learn CSS and P Noram 40. Save it. So h3 and the p have come. Okay, so the next thing is, as I've told, that colors are very important in CSS. Colors is something which changes everything in a CSS. So we will learn about colors in CSS. Actually there are 4 ways to give colors in CSS. One of the way which you have already seen is like giving the color name, like dark magenta, and all those basic colors are also there. Like brown, yellow, pink, and all those things are there. So how many colors are there like this color name? And besides this, there are 3 other ways are also there. So the colors are okay. So these are the color names which are there. Actually, as it is written, modern browser supports 140 named color. Earlier there were only 30-40 colors. But again what happens in again what happened In 2015 there were a lot of colors. CSS also gone through some major change, upgradations, not change, upgradations, because CSS 3 was released and they added all these colors. Nowadays they have got very nice color name, like this dark red, hot pink, and all tomato, dark khaki, chartreuse, all these colors are there, so you can use it. But then 140 colors and not more than enough. 140 colors are like very less. So there are actually three other ways to give the color, and those three ways we are going to see. Okay. So the three ways to give colors are, so there are a lot of color picker which you are going to see. So those three ways are through the color pickers. Okay, so what are the three ways? So the first way to give color is known as a hexadecimal way, and this hexadecimal way is from 1995. This hexadecimal way is that it's a very popular way to give the color. So this code which you are seeing, this is known as a color code in the hexadecimal way. In this you have to give a hash first, so that it shows that it's a hexadecimal way. So that is there. And the next thing is that we have this 6 digits, and each 2 digits represents one color, and it's a hexadecimal color. Why hexadecimal? Because hexadecimal is a number system, like the decimal number system which we all know, 0 to 9, which you all have learned in class 7th or 8th. So in class 7th or 8th we learned there are three different units of measurement, units of numbers, like the decimal number which we follows most of the time, which is 0 to 9, which is the base 10. Then there is the binary which the computer understand, which is of base 2. A lot of mugging I have also done in my class, so I remember all this mug. Okay. A lot of things like that, a lot of so I have mugged a lot. So then the other ways, other thing which most of you might have forgot, but I was a very big mugger. I used to mug. I used to do a lot of this rectification. So I remember that thing. You might have forgot that thing. There is a third way also is there. That is known as hexadecimal way. Hexadecimal way is what? Hexadecimal way, because the Rattu Tota in me knew that thing now also. That is that hexadecimal way is like it is a base 16. Base of 16. Why base of 16 is there? Base 16 is there because it is from 0 to 9 numbers are also there. 0 to 9 numbers are there, and A to F alphabets are also there. 0 to 9 numbers and A to F alphabets are there. So it is more superior than the decimal which we follow for all our currency related and all the other related stuff, because it can hold more numbers, and in computer terms it is very much required. So that's why the W3C committee also runs W3C committee is the committee which runs HTML and CSS. So they choose that in 1995 to have the hexadecimal number to represent the colors, so that they can have more colors in that. So they can have billions of colors. So then also there is one thing more is there, which is like this FF, and these two things are there. So the color are represented by 6 digits. First 2 digits represent the red, second 2 digits represent the green, and the third two represent the blue. Why like this? Because we human can see only red, green, or blue color, or a combination of red, green, or blue color. So our color spectrum is that much only. If you go to Discovery, nobody goes to Discovery nowadays. Go to some YouTube channel or somewhere, and go to the Discovery channel on YouTube, and you can see some other animals have got more spectrum. They can see more color than us. Some ultraviolet colors they can see. All those things are there, like bats and all are there. And some animals have lesser color than us. I think the goat can see only black and white. I don't know whether I'm right or not, but I think the goat can see only black and white. So that is there. And okay, so that's why the first two are red, second two are green, and third are blue. And you'll see the different combinations. So pure red color. See the pure red color, I'm showing it as FF. FF is the highest number in hexadecimal. So it means the full red color is there. Red and green are absent. But if I dilute it something like this, like I'm going to take this color. So see, this FF is full, and this red is somehow red is there, somehow green is there. If you go to the red color, you see those things. So I will choose this FFF this thing color, and I will go here, and I want the background color. So I will go to this body. I'll choose a body here. So body is what? Body is the complete body. Body is the complete body. I'll choose, and I'll do something known as a background color as this thing which I've just chosen. This things. I'll save it, and now I will come here. See, the background color is like something like a pink color. Something like a pink color is that. So after this, the next system is known as RGB system. Very easy system, because I've told you what is this RGB. So RGB system, as the name says, it is red, green, and blue. But we don't have hexadecimal or something like this. We have this 0 to 255 numbers are there. Okay, 0 to 255. Okay, so 0 to 255 numbers are there, and then this is known as a RGB. Okay, RGB, and so I do this RGB, like H3 will be my RGB because I have an H3. Let us make it some blue color kind of thing. So blue color, I will make it, and I will make it this blue color, which is like this RG, or maybe this blue color. This is very dark, and I'll make the color as this. I'll save, and then see, this blue kind of color is there. Then I will do this paragraph. We have this paragraph here. Paragraph will come here and do this paragraph, and we'll use, in this paragraph we are going to use the third system, actually the fourth system, which is known as HSL. HSL stands for hue, saturation, and lightness. Why does it stand for hue, saturation, and lightness? Actually, this saturation and this is a very superior kind of a system which the designer used to love, because they can have more control on it. So saturation and lightness. Saturation means how much black is there in a color. Lightness means how much white is there in a color, and both of these things I'm giving it a percentage. And hue is a Roman word for color. Roman word for color, hue. So it's actually sort of a 3D kind of color. 240 means it's the combination. What's the combination of red, green, and blue is called. So it's a bit complicated thing. They take it from some color pyramid is there. So what is that? What is that combination? That is the HSL. So I'll go here and do the color as this time. What I'm going to do, I want to take some dark color. Okay, so I will take maybe this pink color is showing very good, and but I would take a darker kind of a pink. So I'll do this, and I will because my background is also pink actually. Save it, and I will see this thing. Oh, it's okay. So these are all about the colors. So now we will move forward, and which is like the a bit of we are going to learn about the fonts in CSS. Okay, so like the fonts are there. Okay, fonts, like you go to Word document. So Word also have got some fonts, like a lot of them, the Arial and all those things are there. Okay, I don't remember the font name actually. Like that, CSS have also got a font, or else it would have been very boring. So this fonts we give by something known as a font family. So I'll come here and give a font family here, and I will give. We generally don't give one font. Okay, so Arial, comma, Helvetica, and Sans Serif, they are very common font, and I'll save it. So see, it got changed, and it got changed to the Arial font, which was the first font. It got changed to the first one, which is the Arial font. Why it got changed to the first one, and why? And the first font is known as the primary font, and the second, third, or you can give 100 font also. They are known as the fallback font. Why the fallback font have to take? When the Arial I have taken, which was the primary font, I could have taken only one font. Why the fallback font was taken? Okay, so for that we have to again listen to one of my stories and all. So that thing is that this fonts and all, these are all inbuilt into the browser and all. So they are created by that committee known as the W3C committee, which is not like a government organization, but you can think like that. In US, nothing is government. So W3C committee governs it. And these browsers, which are like a complicated code and all, they have been created by different companies. Like this Firefox Developer Edition, which I'm using, it's a special Firefox browser. It is created by Mozilla. I was using Chrome earlier. It is created by Google. Then Safari, which is automatically opening in my Mac, Safari has been created by Apple. So like this, and Edge has been created by Microsoft. So they are different browsers. So it is not always like that. If the central committee releases something, which is the W3C, all the browsers will comply to it. It is not like a lot of times a lot of things are released like in CSS and JavaScript, they will not be available in all the browsers. So as a web developer, generally what happens, we check everything, we test everything in all the browsers. We test everything in used to test everything in Internet Explorer and all those things. We test it because sometimes it seems like different. So it might happen, it is not like the case that the font which I'm taking it will not work in that browser. Like maybe in Safari the font is not there, but it is actually there. Maybe just think the Arial font is not there. So in Safari, the fallback font of Helvetica will learn. If Helvetica is also not there in Safari, the fallback font of sans serif will learn. If sans serif is also not in Safari, because it's a very Apple closed ecosystem, there might be sans serif is also not there. Then what will run? Then whatever the Apple inbuilt font is that will run. So that's why it is very necessary to give the fallback font. So that is there. So the next thing is that we are going to learn about is the Google font. The Google font we are going to learn. Why? Because these all fonts are from the past more than how many years? 27 years. So nowadays nobody takes this inbuilt font. Everybody use their own font because all the websites from the past 27 years, from 1995 till now, okay, 27 years, they have used all these fonts. And so nowadays people either bring their own fonts, and these fonts are created by artists. You'll soon know why artists create this one. We'll go to free font site, which again is from our favorite company, Google, and remove all and see. This is a site, a Google font site, in which all these beautiful fonts are there, which is 100 times beautiful than the inbuilt font. So you can choose any font from here. Okay, and fonts are made by artists. I don't know how they submit it in Google. Maybe something like you submit apps in Google Play Store, something like that. So because each alphabet is different, so we will come here and I'll choose this thing. This thing is a cursive font, and this is what, okay, 2-3 fonts are there. Okay, so what I have to do, if there are 2-3 fonts, I have to select this time. I have to select 2 of them, and then I have to come here and I have to go to this import. I have to copy this to come to this body and all, and save it, and now I can use it. I'll not use it in the body. So it is like that, in the body I'm using this Arial, but I will use it in the paragraph. So I have to use, okay, the font name is very huge. This is a font name. I'll choose it. I will use it only in the paragraph. So font family I'll choose, and like this, and then I will choose a Arial, Helvetica, Sensible. And here one thing I want to tell, the fallback fonts are very much important. First thing is that I'm taking it from the internet. Okay, I'm taking it from the internet. So see, and this nice cursive font is been shown. So I'm taking it from the internet. So what the problem is taking it from the internet? The problem with taking it from the internet is that this is the internet site. This can be down. Suddenly my website is loaded, and I'm a back rider in a bike, and my bike is going through Mumbai Pune tunnel. There is a very big tunnel through Mumbai, which connects Mumbai Pune, and there are many tunnels. I'm going through that tunnel in Mumbai Pune, and suddenly the internet connection drops, because in that place also Geo is not there. Okay, Geo is not there, my internet connection drops, but my site was just loading. So the fonts were not able to load because it was not able to load this thing. So what will happen? It will try to open this fallback font, which is inbuilt in the browser. So this is a very big use case. You might be seeing, okay, this is not a it is very small use case. We don't always go through the tunnels and all. See, buddy, India had 130 crore people. You don't know who is going through tunnel and all. who is seeing that in their mobile, because 90% of people watches watches the internet on their mobile, and there are always always spots in India where even the powerful geo is not there. Okay, so that is there. So these all things you have to take into consideration. So that's why you have to give this fallback fonts if you take a Google font. Okay, so that is there. So then this, after this paragraph, what I'm going to do, so this is done. So we are going to look into some other thing which is known as a font size. I'm going to do font size as I'm going to do it as 20 pixel. Okay, what is this pixel? I'm going to say too soon. Okay, 20 pixel. So it will be big, like this. Okay, then font weight I'm going to do it is, as by default it is normal. So there's bold, bolder, those things are also this. So I'll make it a bit bold. Okay, so I'll make it a bit bold. Then there is something else, like I will take it as line height as 1.6 ram. I'll do, it has become a bit less. Okay, so what is this ram, what is this pixel? So now we will learn about the different kind of units of measurement. So there are three units of measurement. Okay, one is this pixel, one is this ram, and one is the em is m, ram is rem, one is pixel. So let us start with the pixel. What is pixel? Pixel is the most common unit of measurement which you can type. The more pixel you will give, it will increase more. So what is the pixel? Anyways, pixel, we all know what is pixel. We all, even if you are come from a non-IT background, we have heard this pixel term from TV salesman. If you have heard this term, TV salesman, if you have gone to buy a TV, you have heard this word pixel. So take this TV, this has got better pixel, this has got more pixel. What is this pixel? So this is a true HD TV. What is a true HD TV? What is a full HD TV? So all these computer pictures, all these computer monitors have got something known as pixel. Pixels are nothing but those small dots are there. So the more dots you pack in 1 square centimeter, 1 square centimeter means one square, you pack it in 1 square, the more clarity it will be there. So nowadays, for that reason, the 4K televisions are coming. 8K have also come. So in those television, even I have a 10080p, I think P, yeah, 10080p monitor, full HD monitor. And even if I go very close to it, I will not be able to see those dots. So those dots are so small. And on my left hand side, I have a old monitor, because I just see all these things and all, some code of this will be there. So that has got it's very old monitor, so I can see those pixels if I go a bit close there. So that is the pixel, that is known as the pixel. But the thing is that this pixel is there, these pixels are not the same pixel which I've just told. It is a pixel actually, but it is the pixel is given by W3C, and W3C, not school, W3C committee. They have their own TV which has got a 3000 dpi density per inches, which is a sort, it is not a true HD or something. They have got the custom made TV, because they are very super ultra rich. So they have made the custom bold PC, custom based PC, which is of 3000 dpi, 3000 dpi density per inches. So based on that, they have given us the pixel. But in normal user term, the more pixel you increase, the more size will increase. So I give 25 pixel, it will be more, 26 pixel, it will be like that. Okay, so that is there. And now what is this RAM and what is this M? So understand that RAM and M, I have to actually go here, and here I have to do a div. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to wrap this all in a div. I'm going to wrap this all in a div. So what right now became div become the, whenever something is starting and ending like this, div is the parent, and this h1 h3 p are its children. This h1 h3 p are its children. Similarly, the body is the parent, the div is its children. So div has become the parent. So now what I'm going to do, this div, I will come here, and this div I will give as font size as 10 pixel. Now this font size I will make it as 2M. I will make, okay, 2M. It is showing like this. So M means whatever the parent font size is there, which is generally in pixel, it 2M means it will multiply it like this. Parent pixel is 10 pixel, parent font size is 10 pixel. So 2M means 2 into 10, 20 pixel. So 20 pixel will be there. If I make it as 3M, it will be 30 pixel. So it is like this. Then what is this RAM? What is this RAM? If I instead of M, I will make it as RAM. It will be even more bigger, because RAM is something which don't depend upon the parent. By default, the browser have a font size of 16 pixels. So RAM is like this: 3 into 16, 2 into 16. It will always be more. It will never be dependent on the div. So it is like that. And one more thing you might have noticed, with I'm giving this div something pixel, this H1 and H3 have become very small. Why this has become very small? Because it was inside this div only. So it is affecting this thing. So this is not a good way to give the CSS. We are going to learn about classes and IDs next. Okay, so first thing is that I will comment this code out, and then this 3 RAM is too big, so I'll make it as 1.4 maybe RAM. I'll use RAM only. 1.4 RAM and 1.6 RAM is okay. So this is like this. I will make it. And now as I've shown, so I've commented out this div, so it is not showing correctly now. So what we are going to learn now? So we are going to learn now about the classes and IDs. So what are these classes and IDs? So see, giving CSS like this H1, S3, div P is not a good thing. It's not at all a good thing, because CSS by default is a global thing. So if I give the CSS, what happens? It will affect everything. Affect everything in the sense, I was leading a team of 10 front-end engineers as a architect. So what happened there? If everyone started to give like H1, S3, and all these things, so CSS is global. See, even if I have a style.css, I have some other file also like main.css like that. It will affect that thing. It will affect that thing, and it will make it a bit worse. Or means it will not. It will combine those things. So in this also we are seeing, we are giving this div something, it was affecting. So the best way is to give something with the classes and IDs. What are classes and IDs? In the HTML, I will uniquely identify anything with the class tag. And classes and IDs are almost similar. A bit of difference is there. What happens in anything, not only in div, I'm going to give something in the div. I can give in S1, S3, and P also. Okay, so here I will do a class equal to box1. I will give this, and then I can go to this box1. I will give this box1 here, and classes will give it by dot box1, and do a background color of light blue. I'll do save it. See, the whole of this thing will be told taken to a light blue. Okay, so this will be shown like a light blue. Then I will come here. There is one thing known as a padding. So what is this padding and all? Padding is something which is around anything. So I'll give it as around, means this div is there. So div is wrapping everything. So it will be around this thing. So it will be around this thing. So you will see the difference. I will give it a 10 pixel. So a bit of a space is around that thing will be called. This is known as padding. So what is this classes? Classes I can take a lot of times like this. I'll copy this thing, and maybe this time I'll remove this H3, and maybe this time I'll make it a bit smaller, and I will also add a BR here, so they're different. So see, this thing has been, I can have this classes and IDs. They're used to make something, show something unique. But this classes I can have multiple times. But there is something known as ID. ID I can have only one time. Suppose the second P I want to show it as a different. So I'll do it here. I'll go it here, and ID equal to second P I'll do, and save it. And IDs. So I have written an ID in here. I have written classes. ID you have to give it by hash. Hash I will give, and ID I will give Okay, id is the second key, and here I will write the style for it. Actually, I will write the same style for it. I will override it. Actually, means I will not make it having a fancy font, so I will remove it. And then this color, okay, I can change the color from here also, from VS Code also. I will go here and maybe yellow color I'll choose like this. Okay, and this is like 1.2, 1.4, and normal I'll do. Save it, so it will be shown like this. Okay, so this is the id thing is there. So now we don't have much time, so we are going to do quickly a form. We are going to do a form now. We are going to style a form. Okay, so form we have seen earlier also. It was quite ugly looking form. Okay, so let us come here, and after this div, I will make a form, and again I will make a br and a hr and a br and a hr and make, and here I'll make a form dot. I will take a lot of class name here, form dot my form. Okay, this is a shortcut. So this class name is my form is there. I'll take a lot of class names and IDs I'm going to take. So this I'm taking, and div dot form group I'll do, and here I'll have a label, and for its name and input text. Let us remove the name. Name equal to name. Yeah, we can, it's not always required to have with the for and id. Sometimes we can remove it also. So I'll have this name. Next thing is this, I'll have this email. Yes, text is okay, email, and message, text area, message, text area, and input type is submit, button, so yeah, and so I'll have this thing, and this is again an ugly looking form because we have not beautified it with CSS. So now we have to beautify it with CSS. So let us do that, because CSS is meant for that only. So first thing is that I will choose this my form. Thank you. So dot my form I'll choose, and I'll do the padding. So there is a golden rule. If you give padding in anything becomes more beautiful. Like 50 px I'll do and save it. So a bit of padding is there. Now I will choose this form group. Okay, form group I'll choose, because okay, that is good, Pawan. Okay, so dot my form and dot form group I'm taking. So why I'm taking it like this? So this is the way to take it. Dot form, my form, and dot form group. So what happens, this form group kind of a thing, this might be common in hundreds of form in which we have in a website, but all forms I will have a different name. Maybe the next form is known as a dynamic form. So if I do my form and form group, only this form group will be affected. Maybe some style is there which I want to use it here only. So here what I will take. So div is coming on different line, but I want to have some space here. In the HTML part, what we have done, we have used the BR here, but we are not. We instead of using the BR, I'll use that padding thing here. Okay, so padding can be individual also. Padding bottom is like 10 pixel. Save it and it will come like this. Okay, so this is there. Now the thing is that I want this name, email and message to be in its own line. Okay, so in CSS there is a very good thing. As I have told earlier, there is a inline element, there are block level element. So I will make all of these things, this label as a block level element. So I'll do this my form and label is like display is that block. I will do, and see, this will come name, email and message one after the another. So I've changed the inline element, label of the inline element to a block level element. So that I have done. So now what I'm going to do, I want to see, it's already looking very good. What I want to do is make this extend till the end. Make this all extend till the end, and I also want another thing. I want it to have some padding outside. So I have to choose this input box, this email box, and this. So I want to have the common style. So how to do that? I will have all of them have a common class like this. A common class I will have class equal to input, maybe input type. Dot my form dot input type I'll do, and then padding as 8 pixel and width as 100%. Okay, padding as 8 pixel, width as 100%. See, it is extended to that, and see now some padding is also there. Padding is also there throughout this. Okay, so that is that. This is what I have made. Now the next, the only thing is remaining is the make this button nicer. So we'll make this button, we will choose this button as a class button. I'll choose it, I'll come here and do a dot button, and I'll do a padding of 15 pixel I'll do. So see, a padding will be there and it will be shown like this, maybe 12 pixel I'll do. Okay, so it will be looking like this. Then we generally don't have a border here, so I'll have a border. The border is something which is outside the border, as none I will have, so no border will be there. And then it is looking not good because color is like matching with the background, so I'll make the background color as dark magenta. Save it. So dark magenta, but now the color is not looking good, so I'll make the color as white. Now I'll also make the font size as a bit bigger, and text transform is a good thing which will take it as uppercase, so it will look like this. And there is one more thing, this button has got sharp edges. Sharp edges are always not good, so there is a border radius as 5 pixel I'll do, so the sharp edges will go and it will come like this. So my button is very good, but button generally have a, when you take a button over anything, you might have noticed that it changes to a hand, it changes the color. So that is done by a hover effect thing. So I'll do a BUTT1 button and a HOVER hover, and cursor is pointer, so that it is changed to a hand, and the background color is dark blue. So now I'll go here and see, it is changing to a hand, and this dark blue thing is when it is changing to dark blue. Keep it out, it will change back. Okay, so still a lot more things to cover in CSS, but we have come to an end of CSS because we don't have time. We will do a bit of JavaScript, very bit of JavaScript, because I want to end it in the next 10-15 minutes. And one more thing I am going to do is to give the second attendance form. So let me give the second attendance form. Thank all you all waited so long. Now we will go to After giving the second attendance form, we have to complete a we'll do a bit of JavaScript. Actually, we'll only add the functionality to this form, which is one of the main thing of a JavaScript. So I will do this, and I will do mark your second attendance here, like this. Mark your second attendance here, and I will mark it. So please do mark your second attendance here. Both the attendances are pinned, so please do mark the second attendance now. And now, as I have told, we are going to add some functionality to this form. Okay, so adding functionality is the main thing of a JavaScript. Okay, the main thing of JavaScript is adding functionality, like to choose whatever the user has entered. Then when the user will click this thing, I want to get hold of the data. So that is something which we need to do in JavaScript, and for that, what we need to choose, actually, one second. Okay, so this form is okay. Okay. I will, after this form, I will have a UL, unordered list of users. Unordered list, empty unordered list of users I have got. This is very important. Okay, I'll save it, because we don't know how to send it to the backend and all right now. Most of the time you send it to the backend, but I want to show all the data after it. Okay, this JavaScript is something advanced JavaScript I'm teaching. This kind of JavaScript I generally teach on day 3 of my class. We have a week-long JavaScript class also, and that is the main way to learn JavaScript. Like, that's a 5-day class which happens from Monday to Friday, means second week of the month. Mostly it happens. It will happen next week. Oh, it will happen next week. So this week, this was the first week of the month. CSS will happen. That will happen next week of the month. If you're interested in JavaScript, please do come, because next week is JavaScript week. It is from 8:30 p.m. IST. Okay, so that will be there. So next week is JavaScript week. Okay, so we are going to add the JavaScript here only, and there I teach the theory part first. This is something which is like a practical. Okay. Okay. So I'll come here, and so in this is also known as DOM programming. We generally choose everything. So this first, the form name I have to choose. So I will choose the form name as okay. One more thing, I should have the ID here. Okay, that ID is needed. ID equal to name, ID equal to email. IDs are a very good way to give JavaScript. We generally give IDs this through this only. ID JavaScript through this IDs only. ID equal to message. Now I first thing is that I need to choose this form. So there is a way. Okay, JavaScript. I have not created a JavaScript file. So JavaScript file is like the main.js is the JavaScript file, and we also have to include it in the HTML. We generally include it at the end. We don't include it with the head tag. We include it at the end, which is like a script, and the main.js we include it at the end, so that let the website be loaded, then only JavaScript to be loaded, because first the website needed to be loaded, then only we can click the button. So that's why we add it at the end. And JavaScript is a blocking language. If you don't add it at the end, it will first run, then only it will show this thing. Okay, so I have added it at the end. So first the website will load, then the main.js will learn. So here we'll come here, we have to choose all these things. Okay, so first we have to choose, I have to choose this form, and this const my form equal to document query selector. Query selector is a thing through which I can select the form. Like, this is a class, so dot my form I can select. Then I will select a name input, email input, and message input. Const name input equal to, it is not dot name, actually this is the id of name is there, so this is like the hash name, hash. Okay, then const email input equal to email, const MESSAGE input equal to message, because there is a message is there. So we're choosing all these things, except I have to choose the users also. So this users also I have to choose. So this users will be const user list equal to document.query selector. Actually it is not dot users, it is hash users. Hash users is there. So I think I'm right. Yeah, hash users is the id is there. Now I have to listen for this form submit. Okay, there is something known as listener, which happens with JavaScript. So it will continuously listen in the background for this form to be gone. Okay, so this my form dot add event listener. This submit event listener is there, and submit means that it will wait till I submit this form, till I click on submit this form, then it will run some function. What are these functions? So all these things I teach in the JavaScript class. Functions are these small kind of things. If you're coming from a programming background, you know what is a function. Functions are like a small block of code in which you can divide the code. Okay, divide the code, so then there's functions. Okay, so on submit is there, and then function on submit I'll do. And one more thing, we have seen that whenever we click on the submit button, it was refreshing the browser, which is not a good thing in JavaScript. We want to prevent that thing. So I will do the e.prevent default, and that is something which is coming from the old days of PHP. So we don't have to do that thing, because we are using JavaScript now even for the backend thing also. So, and we will need to get the data, so we do this e.prevent default. Okay, so after this what will happen, e.prevent default, and one more thing I will say. Okay, so there is something known as console.log. I can see the data here like this. Okay, so it is like name input dot value is there. I will save it. So if I enter something here, and if I do an inspect here and come to this console, and if I click here, so this name Nabindu is coming. So like this, email input dot value will contain the email, message input dot value will contain the message. So that is all there. So now I don't want to console it, because that is something which the user cannot see. What I want to do, whenever the user writes something and click on the submit, I want to show it here. How I will show it here? The UL is there. I will fill the UL with the li. Yeah, JavaScript is a very powerful language. You can create HTML from JavaScript. Okay, so that is there. I will come here and do const li equal to document.create element li. So I'm creating an element li. Then I will do something like li dot append child, li dot append child. Okay, so li dot append child, what I'm doing, document dot create text node. In the li, I'm creating a text node. So this is something again I'm going to tell detail in my classes. Right now we don't have much time, so I'm doing it like this. So create text node, name input value, email input value, message input value, means whatever the user types, it will be there. Then this I have to do this user list dot append child. Okay, like this I have to do. I'll save it. So now see what will happen. This is a message I will do, and I will submit it. See, it is shown here. This is a message like this. So but this is remaining. So generally we do one more thing like this, name input dot value this, and email input and message input, like this I'll do. And now if I submit it, so if I submit it, so it is gone. So I can have something more here like this. This is, and I'll submit it, so it will add it like this. So this is like what JavaScript works. JavaScript works. A very minute thing I've told, and a bit complicated maybe, but I start with the theory. So from Monday the theory will start. So please come on Monday, and the theory will be started on JavaScript. So CSS. Okay, the best thing about Monday is that we are going to teach CSS also on Monday in the afternoon, and in the evening we are going to do JavaScript. Okay. No, that's a very good question. Do you need to develop different code for desktop version and mobile version to build a website? So see, the JavaScript, the HTML will remain same. CSS, a little bit of changes we need to do through something known as a media query for mobile view. Mobile view, we have to change that to a media query, because if I see this in a mobile view, see, sometimes it seems like correct, so it is seeing like correct here only. Sometimes it doesn't seems like correct. So whenever you create a website, you do the mobile view, and whatever doesn't seems correct, we do the, there is something known as media query, we do that thing. And all of these things are explained in our CSS courses. And again, I'm telling that CSS course will be in the afternoon next week, and JavaScript course will be in the evening at 8:30 p.m. So those are 1 hour course, Monday to Friday. Okay, so that is like that. CSS will be at 2:30 p.m. IST, and JavaScript will be 8:30 p.m. IST. So hope you liked what I've done it here, and we have come to an end today. Hope you have submitted the form, both of the form, and as I told, you'll get the participant certificate on mail by 2, and you will get, and that is there. And the other things which I wanted to, please stay connected with me either through my LinkedIn or through my WhatsApp group. Anyways, you keep in connection with me anyway you want. I am here to make 10,000 people web app developer in 2022. I have already created a lot of people web app developer through my paid courses, through my YouTube channel also. 3 people have become web app developer. That is a very good news. So for a small subscriber base, 3 people, I want to reach more subscribers so that more people can become a web developer. And 5 people, I'm trying to make web developer from the YouTube channel. So that is there. Please be in connection, connected with me, so that you can get fulfill your dream to become a web app developer. And with this, I will end today's stream, and I will meet you all. We will meet you, because Monday only I will not take the classes. There is a Mosam who is right now, who is Mosam Mishra, who is right now doing this admin thing. He's also one of the teacher in TWD, and he will also take the classes. He will take the CSS class. I will take the JavaScript class. With this, I will end today's stream. Thank you all for watching. Please do like and subscribe so that we can reach to more and more people. Thank you.